what? Every single year, one of the things that Ghana looks forward to is December. I know. Maybe we start off sometime in Easter. We check out the Easter period. We chill small. But the main vibe is December, and everyone looks forward to it. Big question is, well, it looks like Ghana has become a global destination, for the whole Christmas festivity season, because there's so much we do in December. We'll be looking at Ghana's preparedness for this heavy festive season as well. It's going to be our main conversation this morning. But before we jump into all of that, let me welcome you one more time to the show. And of course, I'm not here alone. I'm here with the most cherished, the best of all the best. And the team is here and good to go. Welcome, lady and gentlemen.
Was
Thank
good.
you, thank you, JJ.
Yeah. Another bright morning.
Another bright morning. I think she looks South African if you ask me.
Yeah, she's gone. She's left us.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on looking South African.
You've left the hashing.
She's left the hashing.
You are chilling now.
Well, yes. Well, and you know what? Yes, there might be a global, conversation around the Ukraine-Russia spike in oil prices, but we still can't forget the fact that Christmas in GH, is the vibe.
It's still a jam.
It's a jam, yo. It's a jam.
This year I'm hyped.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I've been low key on Christmas.
Same.
I've been low key.
I do one here and there outing, but
guy.
we don't. No, not with any guy, please. I prefer to go to eateries.
Why not with any
that's
guy?
me. I don't go.
She's always doing
Why
this.
are guys bad?
The guy's probably at home now going.
They are doing it again. They are doing it again.
What are we
They
doing?
are doing it
Bad?
again.
What
Which guy?
We have the file.
Name. Okay, name him. Name him.
No, bro code. We don't do that.
Because there's nobody to
Maybe
name.
he has some other bay. They are going to name him around and cause problem. Bro, I got your back, man.
Because there's actually nobody to name, but I don't really do the, hardcore nine life. In Christmas, back to back, people do like Omunda. They literally don't
people
sleep.
Go 2 weeks.
Exactly,
Rave,
without sleeping. And then break down in January.
For that.
And break down in January.
Yeah.
So,
but anyway,
let's
you can recount some of the shows. Well, earlier on the show, I think about sometime last week, we spoke about nightlife in Accra. But it's not only a Accra thing, Christmas in Ghana is what we're talking about. So why don't you also be kind and let us know some of the activities that happen in your region, in your town, in your city, in your village. We'd love to hear from you. Tell us whether it's by the fireside, whether it's some popular bar that pops, whether it's some special activity or some rich one in the area that throws a party that everybody goes to. Talking about that, I had some mad parties back in the day in December that we all could look forward to. No, don't look at me like I was bad parties.
So what's up?
No, it's just how you said mad parties.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering how mad were these
unhinged.
parties?
The party is called the All Girls Private Party for Boys.
Hey. So my tickets, you go take
Charles
70
going
hours.
out to man like manager. Charles going out to Charles, to all the summertime boys. Yeah, I'll bet to all of you guys the all girls private party for boys.
Boys, Cyril is
Yes.
interested. Please invite me next time.
Cyril and every male listener.
I mean, who names a party the all girls private party for boys?
For boys.
Maybe because your boy knows
There's
be
a
there.
possibility.
I don't know.
Your boy
about
know
you.
might be there.
I don't know which boy you guys keep talking about.
Well, listen,
Honestly.
it's October and we are putting the Christmas vibe inside you right about now. So we are starting the conversation this morning on the show. But anyway, whilst we're making all this noise, there's so much we need to do today on the show as well. Let's just run through real quickly what to expect on your side.
Okay, have you guys heard about gentle parenting?
Thank God it wasn't Kanye West.
Bro, bro, you have no idea how happy I am. That's not
See, you should
Kanye West.
have seen how Cyril breathe in.
Oh.
But have you heard of gentle parenting?
Tell us more.
If you have, let us know. I'll be telling you later. I'm not going to,
You're not going to spoil
do
it.
that now. No, I'm not going to do
patient.
that
Because
now.
when
I'll
he
tell
said
you.
gentle parenting, I
I
know
was like,
Kanye
oh my
West
God,
and
you're coming
came
to talk about
back
Kanye
again
West children.
with another back and forth,
no.
Yesterday, let me just say, so yesterday Kanye West put out
Oh God, Jay,
a
not
tweet.
you too.
I made a post on Instagram or Twitter or something from Kim. He put it, when I was scrolling through and I saw the post, I was like, oh, yay. But the first words from Kim?
What?
Yay, I love you. Oh, Charlie.
That
The girl
usually
melt
comes
down.
before a breakup.
I know, right?
No, they're already
sure?
not together.
Yeah, but
so
usually
which
people
break up
use
again?
that to soften the blow.
No,
Yeah.
they are now coming back
Yeah, I love you.
together.
I love you,
no.
but-
Call me again.
No, I don't think so. I think that Kim hasn't fully gotten over Ye. That's how come she couldn't take things seriously with Pete when he proposed, So, yeah. I'm happy if they are getting back together. I mean, they have 4 children. 4 children, that's a big deal. So,
The names are what?
North,
South,
Saint,
East, West.
Salm, and Chicago. No, North, Saint, Chicago, and Salm. Yeah.
Charlie, but this guy too. What kind of names do you want names in Gidi? Why they do that?
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's not. It's
And
stand
the
time.
same is all Kardashian West.
Yes.
No, West.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Northwest. So it's Northwest.
You have fun in geography class.
I know. Yeah.
We'll talk about naming kids later.
Northwest,
on,
what's the
anyway.
answer? East.
Cyril, what's cooking in sports though?
Money. We need.
I mean, yesterday's sports was classic. Look, the cars.
There's more cars in today's
And
sports.
mouth
Oh my
watering.
days.
There's more cars.
Oh my
There's
days.
more cars today, and the price of the cars, and even how the cars are coming into the story.
How?
I won't tell you. I'm also
You
saying.
know, I think that with luxury and life and wealth, okay, this when it combines nicely,
Yeah.
like your life just, you know, like some things just come, it just comes to
Our
you.
baby is also our baby is also in the news.
Who's your baby?
Ella.
Oh, Rihanna.
The
Under
nice
my
thick
umbrella.
Wait, has she given birth?
Rihanna.
I think we are-
She's
yes,
giving birth
she has.
and she's
Oh,
giving,
so many
she's giving
months
birth
ago.
and she's giving
Oh.
birth. So
How do you mean she's
she's giving
giving?
birth and she's
Boy or
She's
girl?
put on weight.
yeah, nice chubby weight.
Yeah, but Rihanna looks. I think
Does she have
that
a
looks
boy or
fine.
girl?
weight looks good on
Yeah.
her, with or without weight. She
Probably the
still looks
hottest
good.
mommy on the planet. But she, hey, why this is my
Because
eye?
it's Rihanna.
Because it's Rihanna.
Hey,
but the same way
Chineke
because
God.
it's Kanye. Ha. See?
Well, let's get
I'm
ourselves
not
back.
crashing on Kanye. I'm not saying
get ourselves
Kanye
back.
is the finest on the planet.
Well, so we've got small sports luxurious stories coming your way, like luxury sports stories coming your way, as well as more stories with unpacking when Lenny joins us on the show as well. But today it's a vibe with December in Ghana, and that's not all. Also, we've got the major TikTok influencers joining us this morning on the show. Whoop 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 whoop. Yeah. Like I like the
And
way.
I'm looking forward to it because it's
Mm.
on our trending live. So we are doing something different for trending live today. So.
Tell us about it.
When they come, you know, trending live, usually I just, come and say what's trending and all of that.
I want
It's
to
this
dance.
Thursday, so
Yeah.
we do TikTok Thursdays.
want to
And
dance.
so
I
we
want to get
have
my
two
career going,
two
my
people who are
dance career.
taking over TikTok this very moment, right?
Okay.
With their dance, with their content,
They teach
and
us.
all. They're going to teach you how to dance. Of course, they
Every day
are.
we have to allow
Dance.
cash out.
Yeah, so
show
please,
definitely
who has to
remember.
allow cash out, them or you?
Us, because Jay posted something that he's good at dancing on his Facebook.
Oh,
Back in the
so-
day.
okay. So he'll show us.
He'll
He'll
show
show
us,
us
yeah.
today.
But
Both
Jay-
of
Jay's
you will
going to
show us
dance.
today how
For us,
good
when
you
we just
are.
get
Y'all
comfortable.
said I was 52. You want me to break my spine?
Please
Like, keep
do.
it.
Don't
Like,
worry,
keep
Please
just
do.
show us.
All right, hey, we're still live on Plus 89.9 FM. Don't forget that you can tune in when you just step out of your house and you're in your car driving to work. Still log on with us because we still have more for you on the show. But right now, let's get into some music moments with our song of the day. If you're ready, we are ready. Check it out.
Standing in between music royalty right now, the Sugar Daddy and the Clamanya. Make some noise. They loved them. They loved them.
I absolutely love Herman Suede and I absolutely love Young Dev.
Who are you expecting to see tonight on the stage?
I'd love to see Aquabo, I'd love to see Kitty and everyone else.
And he said 6. That's a lot of it.
Where have you been though? Where have you been? You.
I have been around the world, but tonight it is all about these amazing, talented musicians.
Sugar cane sweet, but what is sweeter?
Someone on me, sweet little bit of ginger.
Hey.
Okay, I wanna be with you.
It's time for the hustle now. far away, just a Kuala. Back again, where we coming, I swear I'm alive. I can't wait to be back. I know you miss me, I know. Remember, you know I'm a traveler. You can't respect who the hustler. Far away, just a Kuala. Back again, where we coming, I swear I'm alive. I can't wait to be back. I know you miss me, I know. This is my first award for Ghana here. I dedicate to every kid with a dream, bro. I be like you. You go feel be like me, bro. Your dream is still valid, man. I go with you. Love to you guys so much. Love you.
I'm so grateful. God bless you.
Right, and loving this jam, man. I love this jam. Like in December last year, this song was a song. TikTok, Facebook, especially on TikTok, when you just jump onto your TikTok, like people are jamming with this song. Shout out to DJ Necktunes as well. He just got signed by Akon, if you don't know. Well, yeah, go GH. It's our birthday. We're gonna party like it's our birthday.
We're gonna
people who look down on GH, man, and always listen. As much as we complain, we should understand that there's a vibe in this country, yo.
Yeah, there is. There's something, and I think the vibe is the reason why
we complain.
We keep. It's the reason why we keep going, because if it wasn't for that feel-good feeling that we have inside us, we would have probably stopped and turned into some other country by now.
And also still understanding that even though the vibe is there, we can do better. Like we have it in us. That's how come people keep complaining. Because you know your potential. Exactly. So,
look,
I mean,
I'm very sure knowing GH and the way we are so selfish with everything and we want to have everything to ourselves, I'm very sure that if December was a vibe in Nigeria and Ghana had the biggest arts in the continent, we will still complain to the Ministry of Tourism that we want to be the ones to own it. We want it. Listen, we can give music to the Nigerians, but we are keeping December in Ghana. Everybody's going to be here.
Because even Nigerians move to Ghana like for December a lot. Last year it was crazy. Last year was crazy. Like
it's become a destination now.
I hope we don't fumble that bag as well.
I hope so.
No. That's a big bag.
So.
No, we're not going to lose this one. Like we can lose our women, but we'll not lose this.
We'll lose our Zonto.
Are you losing your women?
Our Ghanaian women. I think Ghanaian women love Ghanaian men. Like what is a Ghanaian woman without a Ghanaian man?
Really?
Yeah. Like where else are you going to go to? We are all you have. Like, tell us, ladies, like, talk to us about this. Like, do Ghanaian ladies love their Ghanaian men, or they want? I didn't want to mention another country, like
Or they want another country. Just say another country. Like leave it like that.
There are countries worse than Ghana, so you have to be specific.
Yeah, it can be any. Someone can decide to go for a country worse than Ghana, quoting you. So, it's choices, and it's a matter of the heart.
As much as I know beauty may lie in the eyes of the beholder, for you out there real quickly, just tell me your opinion. Which which country in Africa holds the most beautiful women?
That's holds the most beautiful women?
Yeah.
Well, I'm beautiful, I'm in Ghana, so Ghana.
That's the short version.
That's the short version of it, right? Hey, how about you tell us out there as well? Maybe I'm sure you have some, preferences and some taste in there. Just let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Anyway, so we're gonna go into our song trivia. Now, this song, when it was released, just went viral across the world. But how about we check out how well the song did by itself on our song trivia? So the first time this particular hit song was performed was on 3 music awards. And I do recall that moment when everybody was in their seat. When he came out performing, yes, the phones went out, but when the water came down on him, everybody just woke up and rushed to the front of the stage because it was a never seen performance in the history of this country. Maybe, if I can say that. Yes, I know I'm sparking controversy, I know, but allow us. But ladies and gentlemen, you don't wake up every morning to have DJ Khaled put your song on his platform. You don't wake up every day to have Khaled, who else? Timbaland, right?
Timbaland, yep.
Yeah, talk about you, or Diddy. You know, ladies and gentlemen, live in our studios for the first time, the man, the traveler. He's been all around the world and now he's back in our studio. Make some noise for KTTAKA Black Hole.
What's up? The traveler, Charlie. The big man himself, Charlie. Bless us. And Harlow that connected with it and did the challenge.
Yeah.
They also promoted the song indirectly.
Yeah.
Once Janet Jackson, she's like a pop icon, a dance icon. Once Janet Jackson is on your challenge, I mean, people are going to definitely connect with it and keep it going.
I agree to that because listen, last year the song was almost annoying because when you open TikTok, Dorime, you open Instagram, Dorime, there's no way you're not hearing that song when you open even Twitter. Like it was just all over.
The only thing that broke that was the silhouette, or the silhouette came first.
Oh, Silhouette came first.
Yeah.
Silhouette was in 2020.
The only thing that had that kind of vibe
was that Silhouette challenge, and because men liked it.
Well, in as much as we're excited about all these challenges that happen on TikTok, do we have any Ghanaian challenges that have really gone far? Like, you know, I think Black Sheriff's was crazy. Down Flat wasn't bad as well.
We spoke about Kiddies.
Touch It.
Yeah.
Touch It also, and then Say Cheese.
Say Cheese,
Yeah.
That was the quarantine one, right?
Yes.
Well, we are yet to drop our challenge. It will be the cereal challenge. We'll tell you more about the cereal challenge later on. But anyways, it's all good. If you just tuned in, you're still live with us here on TV. But if you're listening, I beg your pardon, on radio, let's hear from you on Plus 89.9 FM. Let's hear from you on our social media platforms. It's 3 Music on Facebook. It's 3 Music Networks, Twitter, Instagram. But do same Plus 899 FM on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll love to hear from you, okay? Anyway, let's move on. Now we've done our
Song
trivia.
of the day.
Yeah, let's get ourselves motivated with our starter pack.
Vim up.
Ginger.
Standing in between music royalty right now, the Sugar Daddy and the Clamanya. Make some noise. They loved them.
I absolutely love Herman Suede, and I absolutely love Young Dev.
Who are you expecting to see tonight on the stage?
I'd love to see Aquabo. I'd love to see Kitty and everyone else.
And he said 6. That's a lot of it.
Where have you been though? Where have you been? You?
I have been around the world, but tonight it is all about these amazing, talented musicians.
Sugarcane sweet, but what is it?
Beautiful song by all standards. The first time I heard it before it came out, I was like, whoa, Kofi. Like, this is
It's
a
actually a good
jam.
one.
Medea, you know.
Definitely emotional.
Yeah, very emotional, yeah. And later on, he did a remix version, I think, with Stonebwoy. With Stonebwoy on a remix version of the song, and they shot a video together. But let's get back on the screen and see the lyrics.
Standing in between music royalty right now, the Sugar Daddy and the Clamanya. Make some noise. They loved her. They loved her.
I absolutely love Herman Suede, and I absolutely love Young Dev.
Who are you expecting to see tonight on the stage?
I'd love to see Aquabo. I'd love to see Kitty and everyone else.
He said 6. That's a lot of it.
Where have you been though? Where have you been? You.
I have been around the world, but tonight it is all about these amazing, talented musicians.
Sugar cane sweet, but everybody sweeter.
Hey, hey, hey. So follow me, sweet little ginger. Hey, okay, I wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time for me.
I know that all the artists have discharged themselves creditably great under the year in review. So thank you so much for recognizing, appreciating, and making sure that our artists, at the end of the day, be applauded and rewarded.
Remember you love a traveler, the respect for the hustler. Far away, just a qualala. Back again, for me coming, I swear on my life. I can't wait to be back. I know you miss me, I know. Remember you love a traveler, the respect for the hustler. Far away, just a qualala. Back again, for me coming, I swear on my life. I can't wait to be back. I know you miss me, I know.
This is my first award for Ghana here. I dedicate to every kid with a dream, bro. I be like you. You go to be like me, bro. Your dream is still valid, man. I'm there with you. Love to you guys so much. I love you.
I'm so grateful. God bless you.
Keep making the gospel proud. The gospel has so much for Ghana. Thank you.
Congrats to everyone who's been up on the stage and everyone who's been nominated.
Who is going to win the artist of the...
Yeah, so my day up, I see it as...
Standing in between music royalty right now, the Sugar Daddy and the Clamanye. Make some noise. They loved her. They loved her.
I absolutely love Herman Suede, and I absolutely love Young Dev.
Who are you expecting to see tonight on the stage?
I'd love to see Aquabo. I'd love to see Kitty and everyone else.
He said 6. That's a lot of it.
Where have you been though? Where have you been? You.
I have been around the world, but tonight it is all about these amazing, talented musicians.
Sugar cane sweet, but everybody sweeter.
Hey, hey, hey. So follow me, sweet little ginger. Hey, okay, I wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time for me.
I know that all the artists have discharged themselves creditably great under the year in review. So thank you so much for recognizing, appreciating, and making sure that our artists, at the end of the day, be applauded and rewarded.
Remember you love a traveler, the respect for the hustler. Far away, just a qualala. Back again, for me coming, I swear on my life. I can't wait to be back. I know you miss me, I know. Remember you love a traveler, the respect for the hustler. Far away, just a qualala. Back again, for me coming, I
first award for Ghana here. I dedicate to every
Kofi Jama is one that is worth, getting into and understanding. And when I see these photos on the screen now, for you just who are watching on TV, that's like, someone who's come real far. He's looking so fresh to death.
He did shut down because,
on point.
Yeah, let me say good morning to Nana Biama, who happens to be Kofi Jama's executive producer. Nana Biama, you've done an amazing job turning this talent inside out, and I'm very sure he's truly grateful for all the investment that you've put in. And that's a woman, putting in hard cash into the guy.
Woman. How
we won't sleep. We won't sleep, And shouts to all of you at God One Records who've made this massive investment into Kofi Jama, and you're looking out for more. I know the team is working hard. Hey, Obi, I see all of you as well. Shouts going out to all of you. Anyway, we still have more to come on the show, yeah?
We do. Now, do you guys know Spice?
Spice?
Yeah.
They're like...
Yeah.
I thought food. They're talking Spice.
We'll have food
No,
after the show.
Spice.
After the show, we'll
He
have
said, do you
food.
know Spice?
You relax.
Do you know Spice? I'm talking about a human Spice.
Spice. She's.
You know her?
She's
what? What do you know about her? Tell me, what do you know about her?
very controversial. She's like the dancehall equivalent of Cardi B on steroids.
Wow.
Yeah.
What has Spice done?
I think I like it. Well, in an interview, she's spoken about her recent relationship going down and under, and then she also touches on masturbation, right?
See, Spice, I told you.
Yes, and no, actually, when I watched this particular one, I was like, it is sort of.
Can we go into the story quickly?
Makes sense.
Up next is unpacking.
Daily.
Let's go, Joe. Let's go check out unpacking quickly.
It's unpacking Spice.
You're talking too much.
Tell myself that I'm old school. My friends and I talk about that all the time. I say, I guess that's what I'm. That's what
Okay, so I did mention that Spice in her interview with Angela Yee and two other very beautiful women mentioned that. Are you ready to hear this? Okay, now she first mentioned that she and her partner of 2 years are no longer together. Now she had to choose between love and her relationship, okay? She had to choose, weigh the options between, did I say love and her relationship? Love and her career, okay? And then guess what she chose? She chose her career because there is no way that she's putting love above that. She's hustled for over 2 decades and put in her blood, sweat, and tears and all of that. She also spoke about masturbation. Now, do you know that there are demons of masturbation that go a long way to affect your relationship? Well, there is. And so if you don't know, I had to, when I watched this interview, I had to Google it, and I'm like, incubus and succubus, right? These are the names of the demons. And listen, if you don't know, well, she actually further explained it, but there's a video to this lip service. That was the show she was on. So let's watch.
Tell myself that I'm old school. My friends and I talk about that all the time. I say, I guess that's why I'm single now, because I'm so old school.
But you are dating someone.
I'm single.
But you're
I'm not
dating. You're not dating anybody. You're
No.
not going out on dates. You're not.
I just came out of a relationship. I was in a serious relationship, and I just came out of it. So,
How do you feel? Do you feel like a burden is off of you? Are you still like? How does it feel?
The truth is, because I was in love with him, but he wanted me to do a lot of changes, and then I just felt overwhelmed, like he's not accepting me for me.
Right.
He didn't like the way how I dance on stage, because Jamaican culture, we dance with the man very, very kind of sexual, and the way I dress on stage and stuff like that. He wasn't comfortable with like a little things, so I had to choose.
Right.
I can't finesse his ego. This is me, the queen of dancehall, so it's like you have to accept me for who I am. And
You're like, I don't want to work and then argue.
Who I am.
So is that like the sole reason really that you guys broke up, just because you don't want to compromise?
If he probably do an interview, he's gonna say I don't listen, I'm stubborn or whatever. But I've been doing this all my life for 20 years by myself. So when you go into a serious relationship for like 2 years and somebody's telling you, but wait, you got to stop doing this and you got to do that, and it's gonna be a problem. I'm a single mother. You know what I'm saying? I have my 2 kids. This is how me make my money. I'm the queen of dancehall, so me nanga can't say, oh wait, I'm mad. A lot of women do this though, and then them end up get vote, because the man can get up and leave anytime. So me could have said, oh, I'm in love, I'm gonna stop wearing my blue wigs, and I'm gonna stop dancing like this on stage, and then the next year him left me and gone crazy. No,
hell no.
I feel like you got to take me for who I am, and love me for me.
So what were you gonna say about your breakup? Would it help?
No, I was gonna say, even though it was hard for me because I did love him. So when you are put in a position where you have to choose between love and what you love, it's hard.
Right.
Because my career is my everything. It's what I love, but I can't, when I was put in that position and I made that decision that night, I was like, it's hard.
Wow, so you made that decision, and he said it's either that or me.
No, he didn't say that. You
said it.
Yeah. There was a lot of moving parts.
You think there's any going back? Like if he was like, look, I miss you so much, like, do your thing.
Like I said, I did love him, but we both would have to change a lot of things.
What about him bothered you?
What about him?
Yeah, like if you said we both have to change.
little things bothered him. That's what bothered me.
It all comes down to you.
A lot of things. A lot of little things that bother him. I was like, that's nothing. Like, I'm a fun person. I want to be able to do, whatever. Just little things that bothers him that bothered me.
In quoting Spice, you have to choose between love and what you love. It's hard. It is hard. Honestly, if you are put between these 2 hard walls, what are you going to turn to? You can let us know on our socials. Now, I did mention that after speaking about her relationship, she also talked about masturbation. Now, I don't think that masturbation is really common. We are in the day and time where, people think that you have to know yourself, explore your own body before you are able to have somebody else explore it for you, or lead or guide somebody to explore your body. Right. So this is what Spice had to say. It's a revelation in this particular thing that she said. Enjoy it.
Now, was it taboo to masturbate for you, like growing up? Like to play with yourself? Was that ever an issue?
So I used to play with myself, but when I got older and I found out what comes with it, I stopped.
What comes with it? Yeah.
I don't want people to think I'm crazy.
No, we want to know.
But it's there. When you masturbate, you're having sex with a sex demon,
Really? I never heard that.
Pull it up on your phone. It's a sex demon called Incubus. Incubus and Succubus. So you have a male sex demon and a female sex demon.
Okay.
So when you masturbate, you're having sex with a male sex demon.
Wow.
And it also will be in a relationship with you and cause problem in your actual relationship.
What do you have to choose? You for choose male demon or female demon? See, you guys, man, this is crazy. When I watched it yesterday, I was like, it made so much sense. It made so much sense to me. But gentlemen, do you agree with what Spice had to say in this interview, especially in relation to masturbation? I want that. I'm asking you too, because you know that people say that men masturbate a lot in comparison to women. The silence. Aren't you guys going to say anything?
Technical issue. No, like...
Please. Sign language, huh?
No, Lenny, I mean, to each their own. I think you need to have a little bit of like a religious foundation to believe in incubus and succubus and demons and all that. A lot of people say it's healthy. Marriage counselors, therapists, sex therapists, a lot of people say it's healthy. A lot of people also feel like it's a shameful thing and it's something evil. So to each his own. Jay obviously has something to say, but we are on the morning show, so he doesn't want to say
that. You know, the what you call it, when you go to use when you enter in one of the places like, you know, Shops and Co, and you are going to use the hand sanitizer, the foot pump, the water, I know, you see how you pump you pump with your leg and then you, with your feet, and then you fetch the water. He says it's a similar thing where, you know, he's got cream in there. He pumps, he takes some Vaseline and
it's crazy. It is crazy. Well, but anyway, that is it for you. So now you have the decision to make, right? Depending on where you stand, based on what Cyril said, if you are going to go by what the therapists say, or if you are going to go by what religion and spirituality and the Bible says about it, it's your call to make. All right, now, is this also your call to make? Gentle parenting. Kelly Rowland speaks on gentle parenting, which isn't quite common in Africa, but I think that with the generation of parents we have now, they are trying their possible best. Because what I know is, back then, if you're a child and you goof, knowingly or unknowingly, they're going to beat you. Right? But in recent times, it's just changing a little bit. So Kelly Rowland will elaborate on gentle parenting for us.
Even watching like gentle parenting right now, like I'm biting the whole side of my mouth is raw.
What do you
know, gentle parenting, which is just like, don't yell at them. You know, and like right when something happens, like, have you seen all these?
I haven't. How did I miss this?
No.
It sounds lovely and ridiculous.
I love it, and some of it makes sense to me, and some of it doesn't. And I respect it though, because what gentle parenting is trying to do is break the generational curse of talking at your kids and making them feel seen and respected. And the first place they're going to understand love and respect and self-awareness is in the home.
Yeah.
You know, like if Titan stumps up the stairs, I'm like, I understand you're upset right now, but that is very disrespectful. Maybe that's the right thing I'm supposed to say. I'm literally trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? Because I was just taught, if you stump up the stairs, it's, you better keep your ass in the room. You know what I mean? It's like that, where I'm unlearning things that happened to me in my childhood with my son. So it's like trial and error.
None of us get it all the way right.
No, we don't get it all the way right.
And I'm sure that our kids will suffer somewhat because we like overcorrected, and maybe they can't deal with somebody yelling at them. Like there'll be some type of effect. There's always an effect.
There's always an effect. But I do keep it real with Titan. You know, he'll say, I'll say, Titan, he did something. And I said, son, I was like, I really, really want you to think about what happened, because that's not like you. What happened to make you feel that way? And what, like, I'm asking all these like Sherlock Holmes investigating questions, trying to figure out.
I talk to my kids that way too.
Yes, trying to figure out what the root of whatever it was that happened. And he does, but I notice the best time to talk to him is before bed and when we are playing.
And I understand totally that some parents will agree and disagree to this. That's because sometimes when you talk to the child gently, they may not hear you. Sometimes, right? Because then they make a reference to the Bible that says, spare the rod and spoil the child. Right? And so, yes, to my parents with me in the studio, C and J, are you going to adopt this gentle parenting? Do you do it, or have you done it in the past?
Let me be honest to you and all our viewers. I didn't hear anything Kelly Rowland said. The girl fine, oh, hey! Yes,
she's pretty.
Praise the Lord.
She is pretty.
But honestly, I was trying to get an understanding of what they were saying. Like what? So being like talking softly to your kids.
Yeah. You know the whole understand them, try and break it down. Okay, this is what you did wrong. This is what would even when it's on the extreme, you know, like you don't spank them, you don't raise your voice at them, you don't scold them. You just have to kind of like, it's like I'm talking nonsense.
like you're dealing with an adult.
But
the whole time I'm talking, you're stretching your belt. Like,
ready? No, I think I go with that vibe of gentle parenting. You know, I'm the very soft type. You know, like really soft type. So I even sometimes feel like I'm over pampering them. You know, I would scream, but just once in a blue moon.
But it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I try and talk to my daughter, but sometimes it's like she's 4 and I'm trying to have a philosophical conversation with her.
Yeah, for a young girl who tell me that I'm sorry, my mommy's pregnant. Like I'm so sorry I didn't. Tell
you. What are you going to explain about what, Charlie?
Do you
but
think,
there's a downside.
Yeah, but do you think it's because you both are girl dads? Do you think that you'd behave differently if you have a male child?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Not really. I think my parents were not that harsh on me. So I don't think I'll do the same to my son.
Mom did.
Yeah. Mom did. Yeah. Listen, my mom is a ninja with her slippers. Do you understand? My mom can throw a shoe around the corner. Like, put it down. You understand?
For me, I think I'll be a combination of both because, you know, you need that balance, right? You talk to them softly, you pamper them, and when it's necessary...
Yeah, when they need a reset.
Exactly. Sometimes, right? Just a little bit. Then they'll come back to their
How much
their
is a little bit?
self.
Just a...
No, not to beat. I don't think, no. I really don't like to beat.
Then what is a reset?
No, the reset will just be like yell at you. If I raise my voice just one, to reset your brain.
What
I don't think I'll beat my
doesn't,
child.
when that doesn't work. You know there's like a viral video going around where some guy off his rocker went off issue beating a little kid and all that.
Yeah, which is really heartbreaking. It's really heartbreaking. Like
some people say you can spank toddlers, you can spank little kids, not beat them up, right? A spank on the backside, stop it. They get the idea. Then there's the old school, those of us who used to have canes on the fridge. When they send it out, go and bring the cane. You know, the part of the punishment is going to bring the cane.
You talk something, you just
I had
go for the cane.
Oh yeah, go and bring the cane.
That is
that is half the punishment. You are coming with the thing that's going to bring you more pain.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
So there's that, and then there's today where you can't even raise your voice. You raise your voice in the public place, and people are looking at you like, he's abusing the kid.
Yeah.
So like.
But that video is actually really, really sad.
So that guy there, when they find him, I would like to have a discussion with him.
I think a lot of people want to have a discussion with him.
Yeah, I want to
how
talk
do
to
you
him. I want to
beat
discuss
a
the
child
few
like
issues.
that? It's so heartbreaking.
It's absolutely insane.
And
I couldn't watch it.
I don't know if you haven't seen it. I mean, there's that video. I mean, you might want to talk about it, you know.
I don't think we should show that video.
No,
we
talk
shouldn't.
about it. I'm sure people
It's
are not aware.
Yeah. The violence,
there's a video.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's violent.
And the good thing is I saw the police put out tweets, Facebook posts and stuff, and employing people with rewards that, you know, if you know where they are, let's get at them. So.
And I'm sure they'll find him really soon.
Oh yeah, Ghana is
I'm sure they'll find him really soon.
That's my Ghanaians now.
And I want that to happen because I'm like, as a parent, he was actually beating that child like he was his koiko.
With some branch.
Like, come on. It's just so heartbreaking. But anyway, that wraps it up for me on Unpacking. Remember that you can also join us in our conversations on social. Find us on Facebook, it's 3 Music and Plus 899 FM. And also on Twitter, 3 Music Networks. On Instagram, 3 Music Networks. And on Instagram and Twitter for Plus as well is Plus 899. And then also on Snapchat for us is 3 Music Live. And then on TikTok, 3 Music Lifestyle. My name, Lenny Lumut. C and J, over to you.
Well, thank you very much, Lenny, on that. But Incubus or Incubus and Succubus,
it doesn't matter, bro. It
doesn't
matter. Incubus and Succubus.
Yeah,
Incubus and Succubus.
Incubus and Succubus.
I don't know why. When they were choosing demon names, those were the last 2 left.
Incubus and, you know, I need to give those names. I have to master those names and give to some 2 friends of mine. You know, like, you know, I don't know which one will you be invoking tonight.
No. Either one.
None of them.
No.
Yeah. Okay,
There's a dry night.
Yeah, it's a dry night. Hey, well, so that's recap on on Spice as well as Kelly Rowland, all making updates for us this morning on our unpacking. There's more to come on the show, though. We're going to go into sports, where we have some more sports stories. Serial, more luxury. I can smell it coming.
More luxury, Charlie. Look, I'd like to tell you honestly that we are broke. Because the things people are doing, the money they are mentioning, the things they are buying, the lives they are having, it's like. The sports people earn so much money, and then people always come up with the argument that, he just plays football. He's just boxing. But Usain Bolt said it best, right? He said people only see the 7 seconds or 8 seconds that he runs, right? But it took 25 years for him to practice and fail over and over and over again to perform that 7 seconds.
Yeah.
So when they pay him whatever for that 7 seconds, people shouldn't complain.
Yeah.
And I think it applies all across. So if they're paying Mbappe 412 million pounds, right? It's because maybe he's been kicking your heart cut.
412.
Yeah, million.
For the year. 412 million.
Yeah, for the year.
That sounds like a grant that Ghana has gone for.
Yes, it will. No, that would probably fix all our issues, actually. That should tell you how big the paycheck is. And people will say that, Mbappe, the last match, if you do this.
Why Ghana no
Why we not go beg him to make his sacrifice this year for us? Charlie, you play for Ghana. We'll put it on the shirt. Play for Ghana.
Why would we just give her maybe we'll cut small part of the part of the.
Cut the south. Cut
some part maybe we cut
from Wa to Zebila.
No. I want the west, top northwest.
Well, the part of Ghana we do like horn.
No. The western part. You see, Ghana, if you draw the map.
Some part do like horn. So my boy day.
No, the Botos part, no.
The one that they go into, Cote d'Ivoire.
Yeah.
But Cote d'Ivoire people they cross their camp.
We could just cut that small part for.
Take that sham. Then we sell it. So we sell that part for the 412.
412 million.
Yeah.
If you get that money,
how long has he been playing? He's been playing in dirt pitches, doing colds, trying, failing, having to move out to pursue his dream, looking for teams.
Wait.
Various
412 million.
The number they worry you, eh?
What, dollars or pounds?
Pounds. Pounds, yeah.
412 million pounds.
Yeah.
You don't say that money, right?
Jay is turning the show into a financial show. He's getting error. The number big.
That money.
Bro, stay with me. Breathe in. Breathe in.
You don't say that money. Like if we get that money, like it's how much are we going for from IMF?
Oh, it's 100 and something.
And that's supposed to cushion us.
Yeah, that's supposed to bring us to zero. Right now we are negative.
So that one bring us to zero. If we feel convinced Mbappe say make he just give you this money.
Let me make you feel worse.
Yes.
He's making in a year what we are probably projected to make in 3. As a nation. So your pay, my pay, producers pay, everybody's pay, plus everybody's pay. The whole GDP. Your man.
So basically, if we feel convinced Mbappe, I want to understand because my presidential ambitions is now.
You want to bring Mbappe on board as your campaign financer?
If I can convince Mbappe to look,
you'll be president.
Sports director is up next, man. Serial, just take it away, man. Just take it away.
We'll change Ghana's name to Mbappe. Yeah.
All right.
So why you kidding? I go admit if I be wrong. Everybody get opinion, but who go live with that decision? Redemption Valley where we living. Still got a hunger.
Hi my people, this is Kwesiata. This is me, this is you, this is the culture. Rescan your TV to watch my music videos on 3 Music TV.
standing in between music royalty right now, the Sugar Daddy and the Clamanya. Make some noise. They love them. They love them.
I absolutely love Herman Suede, and I absolutely love Young Dev.
Who are you expecting to see tonight on the stage?
I'd love to see Aquabo. I'd love to see Kitty and everyone else.
He said 6. That's a lot of it.
Where have you been though? Where have you been? You?
I have been around the world, but tonight it is all about these amazing, talented musicians.
Sugarcane sweet, but everybody sweeter.
Hey, hey, hey. So follow me, sweet little bit of ginger. Hey, okay, I wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time for me.
I know that all the artists have discharged themselves creditably great under the year in review. So thank you so much for recognizing, appreciating, and making sure that our artists, at the end of the day, be applauded and rewarded.
Remember you know a traveler, the respect who the hustler. Far away, just a qualala. Back again for me coming, I swear on my life. I can't wait to be back. I know you miss me, I know. Remember you know a traveler, the respect who the hustler. Far away, just a qualala. Back again for me coming, I swear on my life. I can't wait to be back. I know you miss me, I know.
This is my first award for Ghana here. I dedicate to every kid with a dream, bro. I be like you. You go feel be like me, bro. Your dream is still valid, man. I'm there with you. Love to you guys so much. I love you.
I'm so grateful. God bless you.
Keep making the gospel proud. The gospel has so much for Ghana. Thank you.
Welcome back, people, to Culture Daily. It's your boy C-Real, and I'm giving you the sports direct. Now, starting off, I already told you that it's another money day. Charlie, and the man himself, nicknamed Money Mayweather, is doing his thing as usual. Now, he decided to surprise his ex-girlfriend, Galia Nabila, with the £160,000 Maybach. Now, Jay Foley, Benz guys across the world, across GH, £160,000 customized Maybach for an ex-girlfriend. Now, Money Mayweather goes out in style. I know this could have been another watch he could have bought, or maybe he could have taken that money and just gone out to chill in Vegas one weekend. But he decided to do this for his ex-girlfriend. Now, the two of them were dating for 2 years, and then something happened between the two of them where they didn't disclose, but they decided to go their separate ways. Apparently, they still have a pretty healthy relationship, and this goes to prove that maybe a comeback for the pair might be in the future. Now, the money man himself does it in grand style, so he was there in Malibu to deliver this firsthand. He didn't send a courier, he didn't send one of his PAs, he went there himself to give this car to his ex-girlfriend. If that's any indication, the next news we could be having about Money Mayweather is going to be a comeback, not in the ring, but in his love life. Now, moving on to even a bigger stage, right? The Super Bowl is February next year, and we've already announced to you that Rihanna is going to be taking the halftime performance and delivering it in grand style. We're all excited because it's been 6 years since Rihanna released a song or performed in public. She's been on the low, she's been doing business, she's been a mommy. But she's coming back hard with the biggest sporting halftime event in history, and she's looking to do that in grand style. So the TMZ caught up with her while she was doing her shopping, and she decided to disclose a little bit about what's going to happen and the possibility of the features she might bring on board. Now, you know Rihanna is a pop star. She has a whole list of features, from rappers to other pop stars to dancehall artists, and the list numbers 50 plus. So people were very, 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 very speculative about what and who she was going to bring out for the halftime show. Let's jump into the video and see exactly what she had to say.
How do you feel about performing at
You
the...
are too?
I'm
That
funny.
was real sneaky, girl.
I'm sorry,
That was
but
good.
I
That
have
was
to ask, how do you
good.
feel about performing at the Super Bowl halftime show?
I'm nervous. But I'm excited.
Okay, so who's gonna be that special guest that you are gonna bring on? Could it be ASAP? Come on, Rihanna, I gotta know. Maybe?
Maybe, girl.
Maybe, okay.
Telling us a little bit about what's upcoming in February for the Super Bowl performance. Now, she's still looking good, even as she's a new mom, and even doing the shopping, she still brings that star factor. Now we're moving on, right? There's CR7, there's Ro, there's C-Ro, and then there's Ronaldo. And when I say Ronaldo, you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the Brazilian legend, the 46-year-old, the one who's delivered 62 goals in 98 appearances for his side, the one who's played Real, Inter, Barca, and a host of other A-list clubs. Well, finally, he's getting his flowers while he's still alive in a grand documentary that's going to be featuring his life, his journey, his struggles, his failures, and his recovery. And this is going to be a big deal because his own teammates are kind of comparing him to what it's like to have played with Michael Jordan. Now, these are footballers. They haven't played with Michael Jordan before, but everybody knows what that figure of speech means. And for Ronaldo to be referred to as the Jordan of football in this documentary and in general is a big statement. Now let's go in and look at the trailer for this upcoming documentary that looks to highlight the life and the journey of one of football's greatest legends.
Para Ronaldinho, olha o gol, olha o gol, olha o gol!
Também tem facilidade para rir, os dentões aqui, para mim ir para frente.
It was like playing with Michael Jordan.
A culpa acabou caindo em cima dele. Não foi só o fato de perder uma Copa. Eu poderia ter perdido meu filho num problema muito sério.
O que eu não sabia era que ia piorar muito ainda nos próximos anos. Adivinhando que ali era o fim, o final da linha.
It's Ronaldo!
He was born to be the phenomenon. God said, "You're the one."
Now, if you were around to watch Ronaldo play in those live matches, you will understand the depth and the wonderful nature with which he plays football. He is indeed a legend, but he might not be the greatest number 9. Asamoah Gyan is also there. And Baby Jet recently launched his book as well, which had many telling tales and stories about his own journey. What do you think? Are there any greater number 9s apart from Asamoah Gyan and Ronaldo? Tell us on our social media. But before we go off from Sports Direct, I'm going to throw this to Jay and Lenny in the studio. I don't know how much they've got on their Momo accounts this morning, but £160,000 for a car. Lenny, we were just talking about your ex. And here is somebody spending money, 160 grand on an ex. What do you have to say about that, Jay?
Well, I mean, first off, I'll definitely buy. If I had that wealth, I'll definitely buy for my ex. Just going out. I just wanted to know what she's lost.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I just wanted to know what she's lost. It's not anything. Yeah, like you are there.
Jay will buy it from Pings.
Yeah. Oh no, just buy it for you. But when I buy it for you and you check the glove compartment and you see that's where we keep the
receipt and the documents.
Yeah, the documents, the card papers. You understand? So that I'll just keep it there, and then when you take it anytime, you see my name on it. Yes.
Now me, I don't do exes. I don't do exes, but for this,
you do the ex.
I'll be an ex gladly.
So if your ex was to send it to be packed outside of our headquarters here, you'd be okay.
I'll even go back to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it today. Let's mark today's date because that is a weapon. I'm going to use that as a weapon, Lenny.
No, it's conditional. It's highly conditional. If the person is going to buy it for me, why not? And I mean, you also said that they have a really great relationship. So if they do, maybe they are still friends, and so it makes sense to me.
I think they are on the low, and they don't want us to know because 160 grand. there must be something more than just WhatsApp and iMessage.
There's that possibility as
you
well.
know?
So
I mean, but hey, we don't know the lives and the intricacies of these celebrities. Their lives are a bit different from ours. They have to keep things secret. They have to move in a different fashion. So whether you are Ronaldo living up to your legacy, whether you are Rihanna looking to make a big mark in the future, or whether you are Money Mayweather living in the moment, this has been Sport Direct. The name is Serial, and we're still on Culture Daily.
Thank you very much, Serial. Thank you so very much. You know, when you do such sports stories, I don't know whether you are just trying to inspire me in the career choice. So, like, this is so deliberate, you know, like Serial just does this consistently, you know, and he's done that, giving us luxurious cars yesterday from, you know, the players, and now this, and I'm asking myself, what am I doing?
Sportsmen have money, though.
Yes.
Sportsmen have
I should
so
have
much
played.
money.
I should have played my football.
Wow.
You know, just imagine, like Jay Foley number 10.
Can a sportsman locate me? Can a sportsman locate me?
You are looking to be located. I'm trying to be the person.
No, but Jay, you are 52. You can't be doing
exactly.
sports
That's a problem.
Right?
And there's another sports I can play. That's a different type of sports, which you can always be good at. You know, shouts here if you get the message. But anyways, you get it. You don't get it.
Forget about it.
Anyways, let's just jump. We have more to come on the show from sports. We're going into our big trends. But don't forget, we're still asking this question that, you know, December in Ghana is a vibe. Like, you know, Ghana has now become a destination when it comes to the festive season for December, which it is Christmas in itself. But, you know, we'll be having quite a number of We'll be having the CEO of Ghana Tourism Authority, Mr. Kwesi Ajiman, to join us this morning on the show. We'll be talking more about Ghana's preparedness for such a festive occasion. And in times past, that's in about the past 3-4 years, when the vibe of, you know, December in Ghana and the year of return and all these things, all these elements came together, you know, we sparked a huge monster. We gave birth to a huge monstrous celebration. But also, how ready are we as about 15,000 people will be coming into the country as well? Well, more conversations coming up. Don't go anywhere. Stick and stay. We have trends, big trending live, or live trending, or big trends coming on live with Lenny. Don't go away.
Standing in between music royalty right now, the Sugar Daddy and the Clamanya. Make some noise. They love them. They love them.
I absolutely love Herman Suede, and I absolutely love Young Dev.
Who are you expecting to see tonight on the stage?
I'd love to see Aquabo. I'd love to see Kitty and everyone else.
And he said 6. That's a lot of it.
Where have you been, though? Where have you been? You?
I have been around the world, but tonight it is all about these amazing, talented musicians.
Sugarcane sweet, but what is sweet?
Hey, hey, hey. So follow me, sweet little ginger. Hey, okay, I wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time for me.
I know that all the artists have discharged themselves creditably great under the year in review. So thank you so much for recognizing, appreciating, and making sure that our artists, at the end of the day, be applauded and rewarded.
Remember you never traveler, you never stay for the hustler. Far away, just a quality. Back again for me coming, I swear on my life. I can't wait to be back. I know you miss me, I know. Remember you never traveler, you never stay for the hustler. Far away, just a quality. Back again for me coming, I swear on my life. I can't wait to be back. I know you miss me, I know.
This is my first award for Ghana here. I dedicate to every kid with a dream, bro. I be like you. You go to be like me, bro. Your dream is still valid, man. I'm there with you. Love to you guys so much. I love you.
I'm so grateful. God bless you.
Keep making the gospel proud. The gospel has so much for Ghana. Thank you.
Congrats to everyone who's been up on the stage and everyone who's been nominated.
Who is going to win the Artist of the Year?
Your baby, your baby. Everybody say I demand, but I don't mind. I'm gonna dance for you, my baby. Shake for you, my baby. Wine for you, my baby. Hey, me and you all the time. Dance for you, my baby.
I think it seems like a celebration, but this is a motivation for me to come back stronger. Younger K.
With you, but you know they get enough time for me. I wanna live with you. I get it easy, why I can't let. See, but you never know to you. Hey, man, them so fat. Oh, can you never know to you? It's a man, them so fat to find your love.
This award goes to my team. I appreciate you guys so much. It's imperative to me that I give and dedicate this award to my team. Shouts to you, man. Love.
May I live on the mountain waiting for so long. Do you know how to do the dance? Let's go. My head. I know feet. I believe I play the best.
This one be for my mommy, be for my puppy. This be for everyone. This be for Konogu Zongo. I love you guys so much. One time.
Everybody say yo, say yo, say sugar daddy, sugar daddy, say sugar daddy, sugar daddy, say sugar daddy, sugar daddy, say puff puff pass, my Mary Jane.
For the second time running, Kitty wins the Artist of the Year for 3 Music Awards 2022.
Shouts to every artist in this category. Shouts to you, Blacko. Love to you, my brother. Shouts to my team. Shouts to the fans. Charlie. Shouts to the DJ. Shouts to my family, my mom, Ambi. I know you're watching. Thanks to you, Ghana. I appreciate you so much. More music coming. I love you guys so much, man.
So I love me. Oh, I love me. Oh, I love me. This problem not the picture.
Standing in between music royalty right now, the Sugar Daddy and the Clown Mania. Make some noise. They loved her. They loved her.
I absolutely love Herman Suede, and I absolutely love Young Dev.
Who are you expecting to see tonight on the stage?
I'd love to see Aquabo. I'd love to see Kitty and everyone else.
And he said 6. That's a lot of it.
Where have you been though?
For Trending Live today, you know that I mentioned we are having some TikTokers on here. But before we do that story, I did a story on Tidal Rave. Now, we are going to be at Tidal Rave, okay? We are going to be raving and jamming and having so much fun at Tidal Rave. So you should be there right now. Every day until the event next week, they are going to announce an artist. They've done for Black Sheriff, they've done for Joe B, and then they've done for R2Bs. It's going to be a jam, guys. It's a festival. And you know how Tidal Wave goes. It's for the youth and is going to see. I cannot wait to be there. And so you can also keep it logged on our socials. We are going to be bringing you updates in case you won't be able to make it there, right? We are coming to you live on TV and on socials as well. Now, like I mentioned, when we do post, just, keep it locked because we may just be bringing you some very nice surprises here and there. All right, so let me move to actual thing that I mentioned for Trending Live today. Our TikTokers are here, and I'm excited because I'm going to learn the Ga dance. Now, I'm a guy who doesn't really know how to do the whole, Ga dance thing. So today, I'm going to learn it. I have Abna, Miss Golden, and Official Starter here with me. Come, guys, come. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, now we are going to check out their content in case you don't know them. Like I said, Abnam is Golden, Official Starter. Say hi. All right, let's go check out some of their videos. See how we are dancing. See, today I'm coming to dance to the glory of God. Anyway, now you can't watch any of these videos without smiling. And for me, I really love the content because it's different, right? And it's refreshing. What's your apron, please?
Oh,
You should have come fully costumed. Yes. But I think I do like your content. You both are doing something really, really refreshing. I'm sure you've heard it so many times being said.
Yes.
So many times.
How did this start for the two of you? Because I know you're a dancer.
Yes, please.
And I know you also dance on your TikTok. But how does this collab start?
So basically, I know
I've been out so long ago. And
Okay.
I've been seeing your content on TikTok and stuff. But I already have my project that I'm doing.
Give me energy, because we're coming to dance, so energy.
Yeah, we'll dance.
Come on, energy.
It's funny.
Good.
So I already know I've been a long time ago and we've tested, we've been texting. And I already have this project that I've been doing, a Town project, that I normally go to the market to dance with the market women and men and everyone, like to make people happy. And so I saw one of content on TikTok, a market content. So I was like, oh, that would be nice if we blend. Like, she already know how to dance. I already know how to dance.
Yes.
So if we blend together, it will make some masterpiece together. So I texted them and we agreed on what we would do when we get to the market. And hopefully, glory be to God, we did it. It wasn't clear whilst we were doing it because we were new to everything. And like that market too was new to us. People were passing, people were not allowing us to do. But it gets to a time, the market women were like, oh no, we have to stop the people so that we can do our content. And
wow.
God being so good, we did
That's
it.
nice. That's nice. Now, which markets do you guys use?
It's Kosiaja, so but everybody knows.
Where's that at?
Akola.
Okay.
But because of the guns, they've been calling it Kwasiaja, so Kwasiaja.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how receptive have these market women been? Because I see that you put them in the videos. And how easy was it to get them in your first video?
Okay, so actually, the market we've been going, all the women are my aunties, like family.
Right.
Yes, and also when we go there, the way Stata behaves with them, laughs with them, we always laugh, greetings and all that. They accepted us because they saw that we are a whole vibe. So yes, gowns too, the way they love entertainment.
Yeah. No, but you give me a lot of energy on TikTok. Oh, you're giving me the opposite right now. Why? Is it because is it too early for you?
Oh no.
Okay. All right. Now talking about being early, right? What time do you guys start your content in the market? Do you have a particular time? Do you have let's do it at this time so that we don't have people intruding into our content?
Yeah. So basically, whenever we will come to the place, we normally ask the next before the day. So maybe tomorrow we'll go today and ask them when do they think we can come? Like 11. So normally we go 11.
11. Yeah, because we have market days. On market days when these people are busy, you can't exactly be disturbing them with come and let's dance and come and let's do this. What's your most viral video together? Which one has gone viral?
Most viral video together was the Soweto. The Soweto we did, and the other one we did the Closer. With the men? With the women.
With the women?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the
I saw the one. There's this very short woman she has energy. See, now I want to feel the energy from you guys. I do want to feel the energy. So let's start with a dance. What song should we start with?
Do the viral video.
Which one?
The Soweto.
The Soweto.
Hope you know the dance.
No, you have to teach me. You have to teach me. Now Jay and Cyril will also be joining me for later. We'll do the Colosa one as well. Okay. So we'll do that one. Later. Right? Yeah. So we'll do Soweto and Colosa. Yeah, because I like the Colosa dance. I need to learn that as well. So Abna, how far would you say TikTok has helped you, especially as a brand and as an influencer and a content creator?
Okay, so it has really helped me. People see me, people come to me for promos and advertisements. So I can say
So you think that TikTok is helping people, because then there's this whole idea of there's no employment in the country, people just stay home. But now I think that people have been able to turn it around to be that even if I'm staying home, I can get on social media, I can get on TikTok and earn from the platform.
Yes, please, especially those upcoming talented content creators. I think TikTok is really helping. So if you're at home and you're not doing anything, I urge you to start picking up your phones, just stand in front of the camera, do something, and I tell you to go. Yeah. And also always add prayers. Because we always
prayers. Let's go. What song are we doing first? What song can we do first?
I think we should do so.
Closer?
Closer, yeah.
Okay, let's do Closer first. Guys, I'm bringing my dancing What, Soweto or closer?
Closer.
Okay, closer, please.
Standing in between music royalty right now, the Sugar Daddy and the Clamanya. Make some noise. They love them. They love them.
I absolutely love Herman Suede, and I absolutely love Young Dev.
Who are you expecting to see tonight on the stage?
I'd love to see Aquabo. I'd love to see Kitty and everyone else.
And he said 6. That's a lot of
I
it.
realize that you do it differently. You do it on your official starter. You do it on your Abna Miss Golden page. Do you want to come together to form a dance group? And moving it further, do you want to start giving dance lessons? Do you want to take it beyond Ghana? Because these are dances that are very in vogue. People are jumping on it and being, well versed in this area. How far are you looking to monetize this talent?
So yeah, we are planning on that. We just started, so I wanted to be anonymous for some time. People will be guessing who is she.
Okay.
So as time goes on, then we introduce ourselves as a group, and we wanted to go beyond that. Go to different marketplaces around around Africa, around the world.
Oh, so you're going to keep it in the market?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes,
okay, but market, so you go to like a market in Nigeria, in Togo, in Kenya, in Benin.
Yes.
That would be nice. Because I would like to see how you'd be able to convince those people. Just because she said that the people you dance with, the women you dance with are her aunties. So I'd want to see...
Actually, it's not all of them.
Okay, some.
Some.
Yeah, but that also helps because once they see others doing it, it's easier for them to also join.
And one thing too, it's easy to they are mothers.
Mm-hmm.
They know when someone has a good spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Some people will come, their intentions are not good. They'll just be like, don't do it.
Okay.
But as soon as we get there, our energy and their energy matches. So
it's the vibe. It's the vibe.
And mostly we have to target one person.
Okay.
Maybe they have their head over there that maybe when she talks, no one will talk.
Uh-huh.
We have to target her, talk to her nicely, not in a rude way, to make her feel like when you get there at the first point, they will try and test you if you have a good app, because they will be like, they won't do it at all. They'll be shouting on you, but as time goes on, you'll be like, oh man, fine, okay. So once you show your video, 1 or 2 videos of you doing it in the market, you'll be like, oh yeah, you are good.
So do you think the language has also helped you? Because in that space, it's, they speak a lot of Ga, right? Do you think that has also helped you? Because what I realize is Gans gravitate more towards Gans. Ewes gravitate more towards Ewes. Like someone can be very, mean to you, and then you speak the language and the person switches the mood.
I don't think it's really the language, although we are all Gans, but like Stata said, good spirit.
Good spirit.
And I think we have one video like that, like portraying how the market women relate to the dancers on TikTok. We have a video like that. We did content, short content.
Okay. I'll check that out. I haven't seen that yet. All right. So Kolosa is ready.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Standing in between music royalty right now, the Sugar Daddy and the Clamanya. Make some noise. They love them. They love them.
I absolutely love Herman Suede, and I absolutely love Young Dev.
are you expecting to see tonight on the stage?
I'd love to see Aquabo. I'd love to see Kitty and everyone else.
It's the work, it's the puku dance in Nigeria.
Okay.
Just One, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, 1, 2,
like
3,
those
4.
toddlers that they do.
2. Oh, okay, like you're
so
waving.
yeah,
1, 2, 3, 4.
So
Okay.
the next move, you just, that's the hip dance. You just pull.
Then do the.
Like if we are not on the dance floor, so you just pull and sit.
Okay, let's go.
Like
pull and sit.
There you go. 1, 2. Because like
This dance, I know it. This is the only dance I know on
you
TikTok.
really love it, so
Yeah.
you do it for some time.
Okay.
So you go 1, 2, 3, and 4. You know the network dance?
No, which one is that?
So you just move your shoulders. 1, 2, and 1, and 2, and 1, and 2.
Guys, if you're home, please, this is your chance to learn the dance if you've not learned it yet. So please.
Standing in between music royalty right now, the Sugar Daddy and the Clamanya. Make some noise. They loved them. They loved them.
I absolutely love Herman Suede, and I absolutely love Young Dev.
Who are you expecting to see tonight on the stage?
I'd love to see Aquabo. I'd love to see Kitty and everyone else.
And he said 6. That's a lot of it.
Where have you been though? Where have you been? You?
I have been around the world, but tonight it is all about these amazing, talented musicians.
Sugar cane sweet, but everybody sweeter.
Hey, hey, hey. So follow me, sweet little ginger. Hey, okay, I wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time for me.
I know that all the artists have discharged themselves creditably great under the year in review. So thank you so much for recognizing, appreciating, and making sure that our artists, at the end of the day, be applauded and rewarded.
Remember you know a traveler, the name is my food and hustler. If you follow away, just a Kuala. Back again for me coming, I swear my life. I can't wait to be back. I know you miss me, I know. Remember you know a traveler, the name is my food and hustler. Follow away, just a Kuala. Back again for me.
I'm tired. I'm tired. How do you guys do it? How do you guys constantly, stay energetic and give us back to back? Because with this little one that I've done, I have to catch my breath. But yeah, you guys have so much energy. How are you able to, keep that up?
Okay, so since this is what we want to do, and this is what we want, we mostly rehearse, yes, and then get that at the back of our minds that we need to keep that energy, because the moment we drop it,
yeah, we won't also feel it because it's virtual, right? All right, guys, now I hope you enjoyed the session. I hope that you learned the dance as well. I'm going to be rehearsing it so that I'm able to, give it to you well on TikTok. And remember that this has been Abna Miss Golden, an official starter. You can find them on TikTok. And this has been Trending Live, something new, something refreshing on Trending Live today. Remember that on Thursdays, we do our TikTok Thursdays, Fridays, Facebook Friday. Monday, we bring every social media together and give you the trending stories from there. And then on Tuesdays, we do Twitter Tuesdays, and Wednesday is Instagram Wednesday. Guys, I'm trying to catch my breath. But yes, it's time for the big conversation with Jay, Cyril, and our lovely, lovely guests. Stay tuned.
Standing in between music royalty right now, the Sugar Daddy and the Clamanya. Make some noise. They loved them. They loved them.
I absolutely love Herman Suede, and I absolutely love Young Dev.
Who are you expecting to see tonight on the stage?
I'd love to see Aquabo. I'd love to see Kitty and everyone else.
And he said 6. That's a lot of it.
Where have you been, though? Where have you been? You?
I have been around the world, but tonight it is all about these amazing, talented musicians.
Sugarcane sweet, but body sweeter.
Hey, hey, hey. So follow me, sweet little ginger. Hey, okay, I wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time for me.
I know that all the artists have discharged themselves creditably great under the year in review. So thank you so much for recognizing, appreciating, and making sure that our artists, at the end of the day, be applauded and rewarded.
Remember you love a traveler, you respect who the hustler. If you follow away, just a quality. I can get what me coming, I swear on my life. I can't wait to be back, I know you miss.
Standing in between music royalty right now, the Sugar Daddy and the Clamanya. Make some noise. They loved them. They loved them.
I absolutely love Herman Suede, and I absolutely love Young Dev.
Get sound on it,
are you expecting to see tonight on the stage?
I'd love to see Aquabo. I'd love to see Kitty and everyone else.
And he said 6. That's a lot of it.
Where have you been, though? Where have you been? You?
I have been around the world, but tonight it is all about these amazing, talented musicians.
Sugarcane sweet, but body sweeter.
Hey, hey, hey. So follow me, sweet little ginger. Hey, oh girl, I wanna be with you, but you know they got enough time for me.
I know that all the artists have discharged themselves creditably great under the year in review. So thank you so much for recognizing, appreciating, and making sure that our artists, at the end of the day, be applauded and rewarded.
Remember you know a traveler, the respectful, the hustler. Far away, just a qualala. Back again for me coming, I swear on my life. I can't wait to be back. I know you miss me, I know. Remember you know a traveler, the respectful, the hustler. Far away, just a qualala. Back again for me coming, I swear on my life. I can't wait to be back. I know you miss me, I know.
This is my first award for Ghana here. I dedicate to every kid with a dream, bro. I be like you. You go feel be like me, bro. Your dream is still valid, man. I'm there with you. Love to you guys so much. Love you.
I'm so grateful. God bless you.
Keep making the gospel proud. The gospel has so much for Ghana. Thank you.
Congrats to everyone who's been up on the stage and everyone who's been nominated.
Who is going to win the Artist of the Year?
Your baby, your baby. Everybody say I demand, but I don't mind. I'm gonna dance for you, my baby. Shake for you, my baby. Wine for you, my baby. Hey, me and you all the time. Dance for you, my baby.
I think it seems like a celebration, but this is a motivation for me to come back stronger. Younger KA.
With you, but you know they get enough time for me. I wanna live with you. I get it easy why I can't let. See, can you never lose to you? Hey man, them so fat. Oh, can you never lose to you? It's a man, them so fat to find your love.
This award goes to my team. I appreciate you guys so much. It's imperative to me that I give and dedicate this award to my team. Shouts to you, man. Love.
For so long, you know how to do the dance, let's go. My head. I know feet. I believe I play defense.
This one be for my mommy. Be for my puppy. This be for everyone. This be for Konogu Songo. I love you guys so much. One time.
Everybody say yo. Say yo. Say sugar daddy, sugar daddy. Say sugar daddy, sugar daddy. Say sugar daddy, sugar daddy. Say puff puff pass my Mary Jane.
For the second time running, Kitty wins the Artist of the Year for 3 Music Awards 2022.
Shouts to every artist in this category. Shouts to you, Blacko. Love to you, my brother. Shouts to my team. Shouts to the fans. Charlie. Shouts to the DJ. Shouts to my family, my mom, Ambi. I know you're watching. Thanks to you, Ghana. I appreciate you so much. More music coming. I love you guys so much, man.
So allow me. Oh, allow me. Oh, allow me. This problem not a big show.
standing in between music royalty right now, the Sugar Daddy and the Clamanya. Make some noise. They love them. They love them.
I absolutely love Herman Suede, and I absolutely love Young Dev.
Who are you expecting to see tonight on the stage?
I'd love to see Aquabo. I'd love to see Kitty and everyone else.
And he said 6. That's a lot of it.
Where have you been though? Where have you been? You?
I love that video, the all blue in there. And earlier on, you also saw Davido and Daco Vibes doing Je m'appelle. I love that jam as well. And, to hear that little French in there, and it seems our Nigerian counterparts are now, trying to expand their language data, their language base, doing a little tree in there. You hear words like Odo and stuff like that. But it's all good though. I mean, we've also adopted the vibe of their language, of their pidgin. So somehow, some ways, and a good exchange, of cultures and languages in there. Loving that. But anyway, that dovetails into our conversation this morning about Ghana being the hub for all the Christmas activations and activities for Africa. And I'm very sure very soon in the next 5 to 10 years, when you talk about the last quarter of the year, everybody's going to be talking about Ghana. And that means we'd have to expand all our resources. Maximize our resources, expand our infrastructure, and get ourselves ready to receive the world. Maybe we can't hold any more can 2008 for now or hold World Cup, but the one thing we shall hold every single year is December in Ghana. How does this start? Well, this morning we are honored to have the CEO of Ghana Tourism Authority join us, Mr. Kwesi join us here in the studio, as well as the former CEO of 3 Music, former CEO of 3 Music, Sadiq Abdullah as well, who's also joined us here this morning on the show. Even before we go into anything, Sadiq, let me ask, how are the holidays treating you so far?
Oh, I mean, the recess, it's good. It's fine. Good, I mean, I sleep a lot.
Yeah?
I eat a lot. But when you finish there, say, "I Claire, you have to get back. You have to get back into town."
Back into town. Well, it's all good. It's all good. Mr. Ajuman, welcome to the show. Welcome to our studios as well.
Thank you. Nice studios.
Yeah, I was coming to ask about that. You sit at the Hub of Affairs of Tourism.
No, I love it. I love it. I love what I'm seeing. I love what you're doing. I think you've done well.
Wow. It means that as he spoken like that, it means that this year we are guaranteed some budget from VTV.
Soft approval.
Yeah, we'll get some,
something must happen.
So commercial, what is commercial? He has to come and see right now, so we can get some of the budget.
It will happen. So, I mean, December in Ghana, I want us to just do a quick throwback even into understanding how we got here. If this was a deliberate, effort by parties, non-political conversation, but has it been has it been in our subconscious, working towards this as Ghanaians, or was there, a plan that had been put to this to reach a point where December in itself, will become a vibe or a hub, for a lot of tourists to come in here and experience? The question is, what exactly?
Ajay, thanks. I think if you remember back in the days, I don't know whether you were born then, when we had the palm houses, the palm tree houses for Christmas.
Which year?
Bronya. Ghana, we've loved Bronya from long.
Yeah.
Those times everybody will build their Christmas house. Kids will go out and then be in the Christmas show. That was our way of celebrating Christmas. Fast forward to recent times. I think in the 90s, you had people like Dennis starting this Aquaba UK drive, bringing people to Ghana. And then all of a sudden, because we love celebrating Bronya, everywhere people started, those times were when Bronya, Christmas was masquerade's time. And so across the length and breadth of the country, everywhere, Ashanti, Western, Central, Christmas was a period where you had these masqueraders go around and chase people around for money and everything. So we celebrate Christmas. But then in the year 2019, as we were getting to the end of the year of return, we said, how do we climax this whole year, which has been very, very successful? I mean, you had issues of people coming in, wanting to find out, okay, so the year of return, what event is it? Then we'll explain that there's no particular event. It's a whole year campaign trying to draw people to come to Ghana, people trying to trace their roots and other things. So we said, okay, what can we do to climax the year? And then we said, okay, why don't we leverage what is already existing? You know, sometimes in marketing, you take advantage of the low-hanging fruits. And December was a low-hanging fruit because already we started seeing, I think somewhere around 2016, 2017, I've forgotten whether it's 16 or 17, Afrochella started, and it was also picking steam. Then you had the Aquaba UK people, they come sometimes in playing full people who are doing different events around. So we said, okay, why don't we engage the sector? There are people who do events. I remember Sarkodie's program, you had Ghana Rocks by Charterhouse. You had December, Loud in GH, yes. And then December to Remember and all those. So all these things were there, but it was like scattered. So all we did was to say, let's consolidate it as one campaign where even if we're not putting money directly in the hands of the event organizers, we can put some marketing support. And then now if you reach out to the diaspora, we say, okay, this is what you are coming to. You are coming to a December of fun in Ghana, a December of leisure in Ghana, a December where all the things are happening. And so as we pushed it out, I think somewhere in August 2019, the interest became something that sometimes it gets out of hand. And as they say, the rest is history. So we just took advantage of something that was already building up. But I think if we hadn't consolidated it as a brand, a December and GH brand, it would have been like what we had before, where Takoradi people celebrate their own, but nobody even knows what is happening in Takoradi. But now we've brought it all together, given it some transparent platform in terms of everybody understanding what this event is happening, what is happening, and now trying to draw in more sponsors to come in. Corporate Ghana is also getting very interested. We've had people approach us, can we sponsor December and GH? I say, yes, if you give us the money, we will love it. But that does not guarantee you a branding space on anybody's play, because you have to engage them individually. So far, so good.
That's Lenny. You sound like you are.
Yes, he made mention of Takoradi in other regions. So I just want to find out. It seems like all the fun is
centered in Accra. I knew that was coming up.
Yes. Is there any strategy to move? You know, as much as we are having fun in Accra, is there any plan and strategy to move it into the various regions as well?
Okay. Yes, there are plans. I think, like I indicated earlier, what happened was we took advantage of events that existed already. We, as GTA, didn't have any event in December and GH in 2019. All we did was to piggyback existing events. So we partnered with Afrochella. We had Afro Nation coming at that time, so we worked with them. And when we say work with them, sometimes we provide certain support services. I mean, sometimes you need security clearance. Sometimes they even have equipment locked up at the ports, and we do all those kind of things to really facilitate. It's not money that we give to the organizers. We buy tickets and give it out. So trying to create this thing. So we opened up to the general public that if you have an event, you have anything that you're doing that aligns with the concept of the return at that time, bring it and let's endorse it. I mean, what we got is what we endorsed. But then when we finished, we realized that about 90% of these events are in Accra. If you take out, I think Stoneboy did a concert in Tamale. Apart from that, and the Akwesida in Kumasi, and then the West Side. The rest of the events were in Accra. And so we opened up again in 2021. 2020, obviously, the market was a bit closed. And then we saw it again, still over concentration in Accra. So what we have done this year is to be deliberate in approaching event organizers. Not that these events don't happen in the areas, but people don't feel like, oh, we are doing our thing in Sunyani. Why? Let's not worry about. So now we've gone out, instead of just opening up, and if somebody doesn't put their event in, it's out. Our team are engaging with the communities to find out which events we can adopt and endorse versus apply and we endorse. Now we are going out. So the 50 events that we've endorsed this year, we've seen some, Ada, we have, Sadiq's event in Wonderland and Shy and all those things. I think it's opening up. But I believe, like you said, we've just sown a seed. Others will continue, and then we'll get to a point where it becomes something.
So basically, if anybody wants to be part, do you submit your events to GTA or the ministry?
Yeah, we did. We have a secretariat, the Beyond the Return Secretariat.
Okay.
And what they did in July we did a press briefing and opened up and said people should apply through the web portal and also through an email. I think info@beyondthereturngh.com. And so the proposals came through. This year we had about 82 proposals, and I think the committee met. The committee is chaired by Professor Isi Sadalandadi, but we have different people on, younger guys, because Prof sometimes when she sees some of the events, she says, "Yeah, where's the because there is some of the ideas are very crazy, But so we have a good mix of people who look at it. But if it's not endorsed, it's not that the event is not happening. Some of them, they don't align to the whole thing because still we are in the Beyond the Return mode. So we're trying to see events that align with the whole concept of it. But I think we are learning, we are improving, and we have better engagements now with the event organizers that we had in 2019, because now we have had time, we sit with them, some of them tell us their challenges. Yesterday we had a stakeholders forum, issues of assemblies, issues of security, sanitation after the event. You've had instances where the assemblies will come and say, we won't let you have the event or you can't block this road and other things. So we've said to them that, look, we are here to hold hands. We are here to clear the pathways for you so that you can have a successful event.
Cyril, do you want to chip in?
I'm glad you mentioned that, it's a whole year's activities, despite the climax in December that we are used to. But I would like to know if there are any plans in the works towards the amplification of the other events during the course of the year, because I believe this still exists within an economy. And we have the likes of Greece, Malta, Seychelles, Maldives, who have built their major part of their GDP out of tourism. So if this is another resource that we have in Ghana, that obviously it's going very well for us, I just want to know if there's any way that we are amplifying it so that kind of buzz that we have in December can resonate throughout the year, because we have Easter, we have New Year's, we have other things, Independence Day, Republic Day, all that.
I think we are trying not to spread ourselves too thin, but yes, the opportunity exists. I call it the quarterly buzz. That's how I put it. So, for example, for the first quarter, we always end around Easter, where Kwewu has been there through the amplification by the media. Kwewu Easter is, in terms of domestic tourism, I think it's by far the biggest activation.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's there. And then we're looking at the summer months, what can be done around that time to really also push it. Then you have your third quarter and then the last quarter. What we are trying to do is to take baby steps, because the December and GH alone, if we were to do it well and we were to really get all the stakeholders on board, airlines is our number one challenge. We've, as far back as June or so, we started getting calls that the airlines are jacking up their prices around November to capitalize on it. So from the UK, for example, ticket to Ghana is now around 3,000 economy. Wow. So it's getting crazy.
Yeah.
So we are trying to work with them. We are working with charter operators to see whether they can bridge the gap. And so I think we will get to a point where once December and GH is consolidated, because in 2019, for example, we had 116 or so thousand people responding, coming in December to the country. And so and then last year we had 84. So we haven't gotten to the figure that we did yet. And 116 in 2019, it took us by surprise because it felt like everybody was in Ghana. So we realized that we could push more, but people could not get flights to come in. We had people coming in, some flying to Burkina, some flying to Ivory Coast, and then finding a way to cross to come to Ghana, which is not good enough. So we have still work to do. We don't get it right from the get-go. We start pushing, we start making sure. So now we've gotten to a point where I like what is happening, because now there's conversation around tourism. I mean, I think when we start seeing tourism as an economic activity, I think our policymakers will also understand. So for us to be given a platform like this to talk about not just who's played the first song and whatever it is. It used to be when you have shows like this, Plus and 3 Music, people think that you come and just play music. But now conversations are going on. This is investment. This is money coming into people's pocket. This is money coming into the economy. And I believe that we in the arts and the tourism and cultural space need to lead that conversation, so that when you look at the budget, when budgets are pre-prepared, every time I take, and I've gone back to years ago, if you look at the budgets that go to Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, they will pay for the salaries. So the bulk of the budget, about 90% is salaries. No money for any work to be done. So how do you go? So people go get paid and they sit down and say, we are working with Ministry of Tourism. I don't have that mindset. I believe that if you're going to do it, then you must do it well. So we're looking at how do we get enough budget, because the amount of money we spend on healthcare, which is good, we know people need to be healthy. If we put just a fraction into tourism, maybe incentives for even people to come and build hotels. We don't have big conference centers. I mean, we are trying to position ourselves as a meetings and events destination. The biggest hall that we have, had it not been for the Grand Arena now, was probably 1,500. So if you have
a lot of traffic.
Yes. And so if you're an event organizer and you want to bring Sarkodie or Stoneboy, probably they will charge you minimum 100K. So if you have 1,000 people, to pay the artist alone, you have to charge 100 cedis.
Yeah.
Artist alone. No. Now if you add your light stage,
branding, marketing.
Thank you. If that is 50,000, then that means 150. Your staff.
So your ticket ends up being 1,000.
So you are now looking at 300 before you can break even. And if you start charging 300 for a concert, given the economy that we are in, who will come? So if we had 10,000 seater, you can still charge. Sarkodie can charge you the 100K. Now you can. That will 10 cities will pay for him. You know. So now you can do all the rest and say, okay, I'm charging 50. 50 just okay. But that's the problem.
With a number of. Okay.
So we need to do the math. I think a lot of times, when people come and see the events, I mean, Jay will remember we did a show at the stadium. And people came and the place was full.
With a number of people trickling into the country year after year, how ready would you say Ghana is to receive the estimated number of people?
In terms of infrastructure.
Exactly, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of road, and then security as well.
I think we are not...
centers on hospitality first. Yes. Okay.
We are not there yet. I think, like I said, Bronya we've been celebrating. We've had people go around. I mean, people would take vacation during Christmas and visit family in the region. So homecomings in different communities. So it was already there. And 2019, because we put it together, and like Afrochella was big in 2019, Afro Nation was wow.
Huge, yeah.
So that gave us the lift. We didn't organize it, but we said, hey, it's part of it. But then what happened was that the industry, instead of seeing this as an advantage that could last for a long time, thought it as an advantage. Let's take advantage of this as a one-time thing. So all of a sudden, hotels that were charging $150 started charging $300. When you come, I mean, we had instances where people had booked earlier. You know, some people planned way ahead, but Ghanaians, some of us are last minute. People book way ahead. You book a hotel, you come and they say, no, we've sold the room, because they booked it at maybe $150 on bookings.com. And then this guy realizes that, look, I can start selling this thing for $300. So they clear you off and put somebody in. So we had a lot of issues. So we ourselves also started to learn that, look, for this to be successful, you can't do it alone. You need all the stakeholders to be aligned. So you talked about roads. We engaged with roads ministry. I mean, the road to Kakum, for example, where a lot of the people who were coming around return were going to Cape Coast, Elmina, and other things. Though both Elmina and Cape Coast is the same thing. What else could they see? Kakum. the road to Kakum was very bad. So we engaged. And so this thing cries on contract. I said, look, fast track it for us. Thankfully, they did it. But there are more roads that need to be faced, like Boti, Falls, and other things. So tourism, like I said, could be the catalyst for our whole economic development. If you look at roads, we need road infrastructure to the last mile. But when you are talking to the people in the roads ministry, they are focusing on roads that will bring food to the market. Yeah. And so there's always a competing need, unless we try to, and that's why I like doing the numbers, because they think that, tourism, they're entertainment, entertainment. But if you start doing the numbers and let them know that one person coming in and spending, let's say, $2,000 something, which is like 20,000 cedis today, really changes a lot of things versus maybe, yes, we have to do the agri roads, but we also have to focus on roads to the last mile. What incentives are we giving to event organizers? No, when we had the global citizens, they had to fly, equipment from all over Africa and the world. Afro Nation is doing the same. Equipments are coming from Portugal and other places. And I wonder, if we give the right incentives to people, Sadiq sitting here is a businessman, entertainer. He will look at it as an opportunity and say, look, can't I go into this space and invest in equipment? Because anytime we've had big events, I remember the first time we brought LEDs into Ghana was around 2000. This was during the President Kufuor's inauguration. LED lights. We brought them from Nigeria. Kunle, we had to pack it on trucks. At those times, the LED lights were like this, huge. It's about 7 trucks from Nigeria to put it at the Independence Square for people to see. Then you had this international conference. I think it was the AU, UNCTAD. And then there too, they wanted to do a media center. Even this domes, whatever. That too, we had to go to Nigeria to bring them.
That's 2007.
Yeah, 2007, because then you didn't have them. So, but now people have seen, now Chatta has taken the lead, Leslie and Co. at Trade Fair and other things. So, once you start doing these things, it becomes enablers for investors. People who see that, okay, if we created this dome, you can have people, 5,000, 6,000 people. But what kind of support does the whole system, not us? Because I go around to ministries and sometimes you go, they say, entertainment. Some people call me entertainment prophet. Because,
you're coming to jam.
Because the jam, because the jamming guy. Anytime we go, we are talking about, we are coming to do this, but we need to do it because you need to stimulate the demand. Other than that, it's dead. Yes. Because if you don't talk about it, now people are thinking, yesterday, as we left the information center, we got to the office, we had about 3 new proposals. Some people are doing a cappella festival.
Wow.
I said, wow, this looks interesting. But people are now thinking that, okay, what can we also do to be part of the buzz? We are doing a bit. It's not perfect.
You mentioned something, just taking you back to GTA's involvement with pricing when it comes to these hoteliers. Do you play any role in there to regulate, how they
It's
price?
more advocacy. We can't. We don't have a control price regime, so we go and talk to them. We are trying to explain the opportunity to them better.
Okay.
I think we also didn't do well in letting them know that if you do your pricing well, a lot of the hotels, the average occupancy for 5-star currently is around 60-65%. So there's always excess rooms. If you go to any hotel that says I cannot give you a room, there probably 1 day or 2 days. There's always excess inventory. So what we're telling them that why don't we use this excess inventory to really help do things? Because if you look at Nigeria as a market for us, this is how many people are in Nigeria? Over 200,
almost 200 million.
Yeah, almost 1. Yeah. So that's a 180 million. If we just focus on Nigeria, and we can get 10% of Nigeria market, or even 1%. 1% is 1 point something million, and currently. Yes, Nigerians are coming. They are the second to the U.S. market. But if we are deliberate about that and are able to offer packages to Nigeria, we have big people with deep pockets who want to explore Ghana. They love Ghana. But if you go to the hotels and they are still insisting that one night is $300, if you say like person should come for a weekend, that's already $900, and then plus flights, plus local
food and
logistics,
everything.
and then he looked at okay, 2,000 to go to Ghana. Then you see Dubai Tourism doing a promo
1699.
1699 5 days.
Yeah.
Then how do you compete?
Yeah.
So we are now explaining to our people that look, let's work together. And for me, that's where if we had a national carrier, it will even go to help, because during the off-peak period, sometimes people ask, so how is Dubai Tourism able to do that? I say they have Emirates.
Yeah.
They have Emirates.
They tie it into
They
Emirates,
tie it into Emirates so that the plane is always full. The people come, everything is linked. People come, they go to the mall, they'll take you to the mall or a Dubai mall, you will shop. They will get their this thing.
Transport sector is also boosted.
So
because-
everything.
yeah.
So the whole thing is let the people come into the town.
We'll take
Let's
care of
find they will take care of them. And once you get in, when you're going in and they say 1,005, maybe it looks expensive. But once you get in, you probably will spend more. Because once you feel comfortable, they take you to all the places. So I think it's a shared responsibility. We will continue to push. We'll continue to punt. We'll continue to engage. But I like the advocacy that is coming also from the sector.
She mentioned security now, real quickly. So now, with the expectation and these huge numbers that will be thrown into the country, December is definitely. I mean, that you're in October now. It's practically December. December starts in October. If you ask me. Yes. What are the conversations around security? Because in sub-Saharan Africa recently, with all these terrorist threats, personally even gives me a bit of trauma when I think about going to crowded spaces and places. And I feel a bit uneasy.
Yeah, I think we're working on it. Yesterday's engagement with the sector, we had somebody from National Security to come and brief event promoters and organizers. That one, they want to meet with them. And so they've given their details of how all the event promoters can reach out. And then what they want to do is to do what they call profiling of the events. So they say, okay, where is this event happening? How do we profile it? What are the risk factors? So that you, even as an event organizer, will know. Let's take Wonderland that is happening in Shai. Where are the entry points? How do we help protect?
Who's the kind of person?
So what they did yesterday, one of the things that we concluded on was to have a special security committee for December in GH, headed by National Security with police, fire service, and immigration part of it, so that they will look at the issues of visa, because that is where you can start seeing who is coming in. If there are certain, because there are people who are on the red list and everything are coming in, they will know. And then even for bodyguarding celebrities and VIPs, they say they will offer that as part of the service. So we've started to, like I said, do the entire touch points, making sure that security is aligned. We have the COVID team. Yesterday we spoke to them on the protocols that are in place. People are complaining that having the insistence on vaccinations is worrying. We started this conversation much earlier. But now they've told us to give it a bit of time because the cases are rising again.
Yes.
Yeah. So we should. This is not a time to have that conversation. But I think
speaking of COVID and security and all this, right? Is there any conscious engagement for all the support services? Because I might be in the country for some key events, Wonderland, Afrochella, blah blah blah. But my to and fro, my going, whether Uber, Bolt, taxi, whatever I want to experience Trotro for the first time, security, fire brigade where I'm going to stay, and even those of us who are still residents here, we still get to mingle with all that external influx. So are there shareholder engagements across board for the support services, those who are not directly part of a Wonderland or an Afrochella, but contribute to it, from transport to security, like you mentioned, to the other hospitality services?
We've started it, but I think we can do better. For example, we had engagements with the local government to get all the assemblies to understand. So yesterday, one of the things that I said take away from the meeting, so that it doesn't become just a talk meeting, was to have all these endorsed events sent to the assemblies for permitting, so that the event organizers don't have to go through the wahala, because sometimes you have to advertise everything, then 3 days to the event they'll call you don't have permit to the event. So we'll do the back end engagement on that. We had people coming in from the event cleaning center. We know they were there. We had the security, all of them, immigration services, which is not security per se, but in Ghana we had the control. But we had immigration, we have police there, we had national security there, the airlines were there. A few other areas that we could touch on, like you said, Uber, the drivers and groups and other things.
Their conduct and even pricing. The same thing that you stated about the hotels jacking up their costs simply because people are available and desperate. Our taxis, our Ubers, our Bolt, our Yangos.
They say it's the AI. I say, who is AI?
Exactly.
They say that AI he comes from us, but because when sometimes they think they go out, they say the AI. They
I
check.
think you how do I put it in slang? You need to watch our back.
Yes.
Because our coming and going, if I sit in a ride-hailing service now, we have 3 available here, right? Bolt, Uber, Yango. And because I'm going to
Shagzy, please.
And then support. That's why I asked how many do we have.
Shagzy's operating.
It's operating. Yeah,
I saw the launch. I've not seen some before, so allow me.
Well, you are living in which part of town are you? Go to that part of town.
I'll see it there. No, but assuming I'm going to Wonderland or Coachella or wherever, and because of that, my rate is hiked up. It ruins the experience for even going to the thing that I'm looking to enjoy. So, and like you're saying, that's a characteristic that we have to curb on a grand scale. It's not just the hotel guys. Even the woman selling buffalo for X amount, it becomes X times 2 because
I think maybe if I'm going to answer or comment on, I think anytime there is there is a certain demand, naturally you would have, because I mean I'm sure Qatar by now things are off the roof, so there'll be but for you, Sadiq, for you, Sadiq, now
for those of us
yes, for those preparing events in December, how are some of these things that maybe government has enabled? How was it supporting you, and what are some of your experiences?
Well, I mean, even though I spoke to Akwesi yesterday, I couldn't attend the meeting, but I've been picking the details. I mean, it will come in handy. Because it really costs to put together security detailing for every event. And so definitely when you are having the state take part of that, it means that it's a relief, which means that whatever figures you are attaching to that cost line can now go into enhancing the total experience. So, I mean, obviously it's a welcome news, and I'm sure for a lot of us would want to indulge further, because by the way, anyway, we often use state security to support or bolster whatever private security. What will be the wish list?
Yes.
Well, for all of us, the wish list is with money.
Allow cash out.
I know the wish list. The wish list is there. I know.
Item number 1. Money.
Also because Akwesi knows the realities of December. We've always had that conversation. It's not only us. I mean, almost everybody has always been talking about December is actually very expensive to put together, because it's not only there are a lot of big time events in markets, and the logistics. I mean, it's quite limited. And so you've got to compete for it one way or the other, and it's also almost always becomes a conversation of who's got the bigger pocket, and even when it comes to even talents, there's always a conversation of who's got the bigger pocket to be able to afford some of these talents that could play. And so it's and that's why sometimes when you're engaging in corporate Ghana, sometimes you tell them that look, what they are used to, which is the reality of their business, January to November. When often they bring it to you in December, it's a problematic, because December is totally different thing altogether. Yeah. So the cost that we are talking about in terms of the demand and all of those things, if we all factor it in, I've seen conversations around why are we costing in dollars or why are we costing in pounds and everything. But the reality of the business is that if people want to continue to see these kind of experiences come again and again every December, one way or the other, they would have to meet events producers halfway, because it's really, really expensive to put together the experience. And again, what actually even makes it the more expensive is that because you're getting all these exposed diaspora and global audience coming into the country, you can't drop the ball. You're running, last year, for example, we ran like a mini clinic with about 3 different doctors on site, and a number of health assistants and nurses, almost about 40. In the reserve.
And so you're having security that you're having like an excess security because there are a lot of people coming as well, VVIPs coming in, so you needed to protect them, the logistics and everything, because you're having to bus people just so you can enhance the experience and they don't have to go through some of the hike prices that they experience. And so these things make it more expensive. We would wish, but I mean,
you just drew my attention to something, but I don't know, just off the back of the same, I just come to Mr. Ajman to probably answer this. Cyril, but it's about the dollar, the foreign currency as opposed to the CD. Now, yesterday I was talking to one finance analyst, and he was telling me that look, it's very expected that we shouldn't be surprised if we hit 12 CDs by December, because I mean you have people. Definitely.
I don't think we will. I don't think we will hit 12, but I'm worried. So, the reason why I don't think we will hit 12 is recently, I think this week or so, COCOBOD got in this 1 point something billion for the syndicated loan. So that will stabilize things a bit
for a while.
For a while, and then in December too, because we have a lot of people coming in, things may not get out of hand because where people were doing a lot of the imports was around last month, 2 months ahead of December.
Okay.
So that's where the demand was. But it's still very worrying because why are we so over focused on dollar? Because everything is imported. Everything is imported. May I think that we should really look at the shape of our economy. We should. I mean,
the psychology of the economy.
We're having to import talent.
Because look,
it's bad. Look, remember Dan Latte, domestication.
Domestication.
Also bad. Do you remember when you were doing the interview? But now
we laughed, but it was wisdom. Then we laughed and we used it as a slogan, but it was wisdom.
Because if we had followed Dan Latte's principle,
it might be a different Ghana.
Yeah, because now everything, you go everywhere. You look in our sector. The amount of vegetables that are imported. Vegetables for our hotels.
Even the fruits are waste.
Fruits are waste. Meanwhile, the land is there. The boys know the work. If you are going around right now, you see them from Dolu Junction, wherever you go, and the land is there. But sometimes I don't get it.
The farming culture.
Okay.
I wanted to pitch into Sadiq's him being an organizer of an event within the season. This event not being primarily in the same geographical space as everybody else. He's opening up to a wider space. Now I want to know, I mean it's for both of you anyway, I want to know if there's any conscious effort to activate the event organizers' thinking around focusing on other key tourist attractions from the north to the south, because the attractions are now being created in isolation, and it seems the biggest fun that we have now is, like you're saying, the importation of creative talent. But we have actual natural entertainment stuff, from waterfalls to hiking trails to stuff like Kaku, everywhere.
It's actually
there's even a safari. Safari can be created up north.
It's actually there. I mean, there's the Mole Park is there.
Exactly. So to you,
and there's one that's been created in Jirapa.
Yes. Exactly. But it seems the event organizers are all still somehow tunneling into Accra.
No, but you see, the point is that it's easier. It's a low-hanging fruit because
how can you empower them to get money from corporate to go and activate that
It's not even corporate. I think we should get to a point where government gets a better understanding of how these things are impacting. Sadiq, I remember last year the battles we fought in even him getting permission to
use that.
To do that, and that, because I think we need to change our mindset about some of these things, because what he did in that area, the transport service that went in, people across the street in the village across who were selling and all those things.
The economic value.
The economic value.
Immediate and right.
But you see, because what I realized, especially when I went into tourism, was that we didn't used to do numbers.
Yeah.
We're just looking at I didn't hear nobody talks about it. So unless we do that, the policymakers don't take us serious. Don't take us serious. So I was, for example, in 2019, we have a team at the airport. We have 13 staff who do research. So they do randomly as people are going, they interview them.
Where are you from? Where are you
from? How much did you spend? Where did you stay? Whatever it is. So through that, and the sample is good enough for us to calculate how much the average spend of visitors. And so when we did that, then put out our figures that look, in the year 2019, this is the number of people coming, this is whatever it is. Hey, the whole country was up in arms. Why are you throwing figures around? I said, look, let's talk about it. Because then people started thinking, okay, so for me, that's the work alone that I do, I'm happy. Because unless we start looking at the numbers, because Sadiq will not go and spend his money and take an event up north. He's not running a charity. I know he does a lot of philanthropic work, but not when it comes to events. So he has to look at the numbers. It has to make sense to him. Then corporate Ghana comes in. But corporate Ghana is also stretched. So how do we then support? Sometimes we say, okay, our support will be in the form of even buying tickets to support you. Our support could be in the form of providing some of the services that you otherwise would have paid for. And so the engagement with national security that, look, why don't we take up the security of these events so that the person can focus on the other thing. GRA for that. GRA. You are there.
The GRA issues.
The GRA issues. You are doing your event.
Nobody went out for Ghana past GRA. I went to buy papaya. They were sitting there.
You the papa. You are doing this event. So people to events, you give complimentary tickets. You give complimentary tickets. They'll come and count everybody there and say you had 100 people here. Even if you tell them 30 people came in as complimentary, they say no, you have to pay. So we've engaged with them that look, if you don't change your mindset towards this event, because these are corporate organizations that also pay taxes anyway.
Already, yes.
Three Music, you pay your taxes. So if you're doing it, it's a duplication. So why don't you wait for them to? You say no, some of them, because in the past these events were done by mom and pop shops,
like enterprise.
Somebody will come and set up and do an event. One person. But now you have corporate organizations like GT Bank. They are concert that they are doing. So you go to stadium and say GT Bank should pay
because 1,000 people came.
So now that engagement is ongoing. So that we want to get to a point where the whole country understands, from the president down to everybody, that tourism, the arts, and our culture really is what can change us. Because we are focused on the gold, we are focused on the...
But after all of these things, it's problematic for me that... and I can understand, because, I mean, we almost always we interact with key people that are in policy, not necessarily in the sector, but in other areas of the society, and some of the comments they pass sometimes is very problematic, and I know how in the last few years, for instance, we've been consistently hammering on the economic value that the tourism and arts presents to a country. And most importantly, we've been trying to push them to understand that it should be seen more from an economic block, just as a Greek. Because the value that it presents to the country is enormous. Beyond, look at it. Within the last few years, we've become a famously known tourism destination. And we are known as a holiday maker spot. Do you know what it means for a country to be known as a holiday maker spot, even if it's in December? And so... If we're getting that kind of support, it will be very important, because then once they take it serious, for instance, we would wish that if a fund is floated, to make it easy for event producers to be able to tap into and to cushion them, because it's very expensive, and sometimes you'd have to make a projections that even though in year one you're probably going to go negative by a certain percentage, it goes up, particularly when you are having to create new categories. It's a long-term effort where investors can't be pouring money that way.
You can't hold charity.
1 year, 2 years, 3 years.
Two things I want to put. Now that's the other side of the picture that I want us to look at with regards to what we missed. We've seen what we got when in 2019, the year of return, the buzz, all through to now. But what have we also missed?
We've missed a lot.
So 2020 was
you know what I think happened? 2019 should have been planned about 5 years ahead. You understand? And so those are some of the things that I think, because the planning was not, you don't plan these things in 6 months or years
to plan.
But then we got to know in somewhere, I think in 2018 end of 2017 thereabout, that the U.S. Congress had passed H.R. 1242 to celebrate 400 years of African American history, and so the conversation was, what could we do to take advantage of that bill? Because 400 years was a significant milestone, and so we said, what could we do? And so as we were putting heads together, 2018 comes in. So we only got around to launch locally the year of return in August of 2018.
Yeah.
3-4 months to the year itself.
And even in that.
Yes. And then the question is, where's the budget going to come from? You understand? Because your budgets are prepared by August. As you are doing this thing, the budget for next year is already gone.
October is actually
it's being read. So now you're going in to tell the Ministry of Finance that we are going to do this campaign a whole year. We need money. What are you needing the money for? You cry. You are not too sure because you say people are going to come. What events are you doing? We are not doing events, but we're just telling people to come to Ghana. So the planning itself, it's something that we could have done way better. Then two, after you've planned, how do you bring everybody in alignment? Because you can't, so you have people come here and everybody was looking at them as, what is this? What are they here to do? So the society was not prepped to take advantage, quote unquote, of the situation. So only a few people could see through it. Like if you take people like some of the fashion design like Chocolate and Co. I mean, when I tell someone like Steve Harvey landed in Ghana, he had this chocolate this design already done. So the guy comes and he's wearing chocolate the following day. The pictures go global, the brand is out there. So if we had planned it properly, would have engaged everybody. The art center, that was one area that the prices of beads moved from 20 cities to 100 or something because the people were coming and there's all of a sudden vast loads of people and then they see African Americans, they see foreigners, they see dollars, and all of a sudden they change their price. So we missed an opportunity there. I mean, we can say it was a successful year, but if we had planned it way ahead,
I mean, huge.
We could have maximized
it.
But regardless, given the gains that were made in 2019, but for Corona, 2020 would have been.
No, 2020 was going to be good because the first quarter of 2020 was way above the first quarter of 2019. So I was we were with Bozuma and a group from Endeavour. Yes. I think we had a meeting with Sadiq and Co. And we went to Kumasi for the Independence Day. And the things they were talking about doing in 2020 and all that. And then a week later, the country was shut down.
Speaking of Bozoma, Steve Harvey, and all these other celebs that we've had in Ghana, is it a conscious process? Are you aware every time we have, because we've had quite a healthy serving of black Hollywood and black American entertainment in Ghana? Chance the Rapper, Vic Mensa,
let's go back to Shaggy.
From Rick Ross, Boris Kujo,
I think Boris Kujo and Bozoma really. I mean, and I'll give the credit to the former minister, Catherine. Because Catherine deliberately reached out to Boris Kujo and Bozoma. Bozoma is in Zima half. So I think Catherine and her they clicked on that level. And so she said, so in 2018, just as we had launched the year of return for 2019, with a tiny budget and everything, they agreed that, they are coming for this full circle festival. In December 2018, and they brought their friends. They said they are coming with their friends to celebrate and whatever it is. So when they came in, like I said, Akwaba UK people were already here. Everybody was here. The town was buzzing, but because of the influence of people like that, because the pictures were everywhere, Michael Anderson, and they came with a group who also had influence, and then. We took them to Akwamufi. Some of them were installed as the development chiefs and all that. So all of a sudden, it gave us the spark that we needed for 2019.
Was there.
And then people saw it and said, then that's the place I have to go. The year of return, media followed up, and we got lucky. If I must say, because if we had planned this 5 years ahead, it
would have been excellent.
Now knowing what I know and looking back, I think sometimes I say, we should have done this, we should have done that. But I think we have done a bit. December in GH has come to stay. At least we've been able to do it for 3 years. This year, I hope it's going to be the biggest because you have Afro Nation back. They are doing 2 days. Afrochella is doing 2 days. The Taste of Ghana is 2 days. We have Samini's Experience, Sarkodie.
We have Wilderland.
No, that's the one. That's a special one. And then you have and then there's also River Fest and all that. So things are happening. We are hoping that.
River Fest. Is it this? I don't know if he's been knocking on your door.
Click. If I didn't say it today, by this evening I'll get a bill. So I have to make sure that I mentioned the Adar River Fest. Nana, I've mentioned it too, please.
And then there's this other gentleman.
You know the funny part when I go out and do these interviews and I mention events. As I step out, I'll get a call.
Why you don't mention this man, is not Maoli. Her name just. I'm sure.
Which are they talking about?
No, River Fest. He's been talking. No. River Fest. He's been at this.
No. There's another River Fest at Adome. Is that one you're talking about?
No. He had actually. I don't know if he's approached you before. I'm sure he has. And who hasn't been to him? I'll get his name. I'll get his name as well. I'll remember.
No. Mr. Jiman, you talked about event vendors and event organizers, and then you also mentioned imports, right? Are you taking any steps to make sure that, okay, for the event vendors and organizers who are going to be importing things to make the December in Ghana experience a great one, are they getting some cuts, especially when it comes to import prices, taxes, customs, and all of that?
Yes, we've been working with some of them already. GRA, some have applied for what they call temporary imports. Okay. So they are bringing the imports, the goods in, and then after the event it to go out. It's not coming to stay. So with that one, you don't pay the duties because it's for
like a temporary waiver.
Yes. So GRA has given to some of the event organizers already. We have. And now there are 2 associations that we're dealing with. You have the Event Organizers Association, which is headed by Teresa of Charterhouse. Fortunately, she's also an event vendor. And so there's also the Event Vendors Association, headed by Hagan. I've forgotten the first name. Okay, but we've been engaging with them.
Okay.
What we have asked them to do, and it's also part of the meeting yesterday, was that they want us to more or less publish the inventory that is available. Because, like, Sadiq will go to Shai. Maybe somebody has some warehouse that has equipment there. How would you know? It happened to us. We went to one Panafest, I think 2 years ago, with the Panafest Foundation. We went to Cape Coast. We brought in equipment from Accra and everything. As we set up at the stadium, this guy comes to stand and say, these things are from Accra. We say, but I have all these things here. Say,
several instances.
Then he went to his warehouse. I was shocked.
And lo and behold,
the things are locked up in a warehouse.
After the Global Citizen, there's a guy, apparently he's in Ashaman. And last year...
Oh, goodness.
I mean, his warehouse is in Ashaman, which is obviously closer to Shai. And the guy has got a warehouse, like, load of scaffolds and the boards. And last year we were all running around looking for scaffolds because everybody deals with the John Mensa, for scaffolds. And so if John Mensa disappoints,
if John Mensa doesn't give you if he doesn't give you the what they call it,
the transits,
the one you used to block the.
The
barricades.
You
don't have barricade again.
Tomato code is like, look, last year when we were looking for this, apparently somebody has got it sitting there quiet, and now they used them for it brand new. He provided some of the scaffolds for Global Citizens. So, I mean, we're seeing some of these things that are.
Let me. So we have all been talking about December in Ghana. I want to find out from GTA what exactly is supposed to be the consumer's experience, or what have we sold out there to the people about December in Ghana? What is it?
Okay, so we've sold 3 things. One, that is a place for fun. So we try and punt the fun part of December in GH. That if you come in, you're going to have a fun of your lifetime. We've sold the warmth of the people. that Ghanaians are friendly, welcoming. So if you want a destination where you feel part of the system, if I should put it that way, that you come in, you plug in, and you play. So that we have sold out there. And finally, we sold the rhythm of our country. So here we're touching on our food. So everywhere we try and bring in this Ghana, Nigeria, Jollof wars that we've won hands down, but they keep bouncing back. The music, and you know, for some strange reason, sometimes when people are listening outside there, when we've engaged with them, they listen to Ghana music, they think it's Nigerian music, and then you have to tell them this one is not Ghana, because more or less we've become intertwined in a way that is very difficult to segregate. So we sometimes we take advantage of the Nigerian music as well and say, look, all these artists are coming to Ghana. So the rhythm is there, music is flowing, the culture and everything. So that's how we've sold ourselves.
So I went online to ask people some of their biggest and most influential activities of December. It will interest you the event names that were popping up here. So if I'm to do a poll, I would have probably got Rapaholic. topping the charts. Interesting.
Okay.
So Benofori
on Twitter, there, if you throw out any post like that,
the armies will come for it.
He's got all the events.
Army. Yeah.
He's the only one that has like a dedicated army.
And another one, but I didn't do it as a poll. But
I know the other part. Let me just say something. Yes. The other part about it is that we are seeing it. A lot of the locals, they do not. Whilst they talk about and do all these things and everything, they are. It's just a small percentage of them that like to patronize the events.
Yes,
a heavy chunk of the.
I think it also has to do with pricing.
Yes, that's why I'll come to the next.
It has to do with pricing.
That people are talking about is Osu. Interesting.
Nightlife.
Yes.
Experience.
The Osu experience.
It's a walking through.
Sadiq.
Yes.
Kinky market.
I have a crooked question for you.
Yeah.
So we are building up the anticipation for our December as a highlights time, right? People come in across the world, come and jam and experience us. But the one product that they are consuming the most is our creative arts.
Yeah.
What do you think needs to be done in such a way that we are not reliant on importing talent who will come in and take money out?
Yeah.
And rather enforce, or should I say reinforce, our creative sector in such a way that by the time it's a December, we have enough homegrown talent that if you pay J. Foley $1 million, we know that GRA can go.
This question.
No, Mr. Ajman is listening. I said it's a crooked. I said it's a crooked question. So I'm throwing the question like this, but it's a crooked question. I don't want to go direct to Mr. Ajman. It's a crooked question.
No, but I mean it's a mix of factors. You know, the last time here I said that in December, when you look at it even from a surface level, we may be sending in almost about $2.1 million to import talent, particularly into Nigeria, right? However, on the back of the $2.1 million, and this $2.1 million, I am using it advisedly also because I'm looking at the asking prices of the various talents that we know of and the various events that they play.
Yeah, the ones in demand.
It may not be the actual, but if you use the asking, the value of the various different talents. So, because in December, for instance, last year, even this year, everybody that matters from Nigeria, for instance, is playing. Burna Boy is here, Wizkid is here, Davido is here, Chris Daniel will be here, Shaki will be here, Fireball will be here, Ira Star will be here.
Hey, they're all coming.
All of them are playing various shows. Some of them are playing Afrochella, some of them are playing Wilderland, some of them are playing Afro Nation. So they are all coming here. Some of them are just attending parties and everything. Now, when you use their values, that's how you can arrive at the figure that I was talking about. But on the back of it, somebody's reminded me, like, yeah, well, you guys could be sending in 2.5 million, but on the back of it, the value you could be getting from these guys could be 5 million, which is obviously double than 2.5 million. You know how we got to that point? Because in December, of course, we're holiday makers period. You are seeing a lot of people coming from the diaspora back into the country. Now, these diaspora people, when they come in, sometimes you need to give them things that they can relate to, things that resonate with them already. It's an easier sell, low-hanging fruit. Nobody likes to really tire. And throughout the year, what these talents that we import do is because they understand that these things will come, they are vested in activating their brand and their product to these people in these markets. So throughout the year, you've seen Burna Boy headlining shows, Madison Square Garden, all of that, a lot of it. It's all anticipating to what would happen. So for those that enjoy the experience and want it back again, they will come. For those that didn't get to because maybe they were in another state and they were working and they saw the whole vibe and feel of it, they come. So imagine throughout the year, Burna Boy is playing all these ones across the. You've seen what he did with Plenty in other markets. Wizkid is doing the same thing. The video is going to do something in October. And in Maryland, from what we hear, we're seeing the whole groundswell of Ashake's album release. You're seeing Kiss Daniel's activation, and when they were activating, because we were sitting here from even a channel perspective, they were actually also activating here. You would see Joe Boy from this month particularly, they would do a lot of activating into Ghana and the diaspora. So when you're doing your talent build up, even from the mindset of an event producer, obviously, like we say, when the realities of the business catch up with you, you put the nationalism aside, particularly when you are not. It's not like, because the realities of the investment is important as well. So when it comes to that point, that is when you do a list. And there's another part. Whereas these important talents, when you bring them in and give them the value that you give them, you can lock them for a certain exclusive so they can bring you value. But local talents are playing each and everybody's show, including in their own shows. They can play about 10 of their shows for free. So they dissipate the energy and go around. And so if you have a lot, only them on it, it's almost like when I go here, I see them. When I go here, I see them. When I go, I see them. So often there's always the conversation of where is the wow factor? Where is the extra element when
you can't pay them not to play another gigs?
In our case, we are a bit fortunate also because people are coming not only because of the music. The music is complementary. There's a whole freedom experience of the wilds, the hiking.
It goes beyond just the music.
Yes, so the music is complementary, but still, that element is there.
It's important.
So we would have to work together. And I remember conversations that I've had with a couple of talent within the last few days is, look, you need to understand these dynamics so we can all work together and move together in the ways of, look, you know what, this is how it works, this is how we think. And so we need to all come together to say we are going to enable and activate you this way, knowing fully well that we are going to take advantage of it. And the other part about it, once they are the most resonating talent in the diaspora, you would obviously want them to come here. Other than that, if they decide that they are going to focus in Nigeria, they move away with attention.
But in putting nationalism aside, right, and then getting people from other nationalities, whether it's South Africa or Nigeria, right, to come in and perform. Don't you think moving away as an event vendor from that whole frenzy, the whole hype of December in Ghana, when you move away from it into February and then the subsequent months, don't you think that it affects these talents as well?
No, as in how? As in taking the events from December into a different months?
No, not the events. I'm saying
the frenzy when
when the frenzy dies about having to import creative talents. Don't you think that it affects your talents as well?
Well, whether you like it or not, and we've had that conversation, it will by all means affect the local space.
Let me cut you guys in real quickly because Mr. John have to take leave immediately. But before he goes, I just wanted us to touch on these three things real quickly, just to just get updates on with regards to Kirani Ayad's issue. What's the last conversation we had was that we're engaging.
We are engaging.
So things have been
down. I think it was more like a storm in a teacup. The point that we wanted to make was the fact that we didn't, the impression was created that we went to his YouTube and downloaded his video and used it. We got it through legitimate means. He's disputed the channel. We've sat down. He's an incredible talent. And we can't be seen to be fighting in public. We need to work together. So far, we've had very, very good engagement.
He said he had reached out and then...
We reached out. Both of us reached out. So we are...
he said earlier on he had reached out.
No. I even had conversations with him that who did it, and he's explained. Sometimes it's very difficult, the work that we do. If you just walk into an office and see somebody there, working there, and you reach out to him that, look, I'm from here, whatever, he or she may not even understand what you're talking about because we have different departments. And so... there are people that have reached out that we've been working together. There are some that we have reached out, but we've learned our lessons on how we go about these things. I think the issue of copyright is something that we are all learning.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, if you look at if Ed Sheeran can be cited for copyright, then us want to be say, whom am I?
Now,
so it's
Mr. Jiman, with that particular video, right? Kirani Ayat's content is not the only one. Fuse ODG as well. So are you having conversations
we got it
with
from the same source? We are having conversation. I mean, fortunately, it's from somebody like Fuse.
Okay, I think in the mic, yeah. Sorry.
Somebody like Fuse is somebody that we've been working with in the past. I mean, he on his own.
I saw his press release. I said, it's a friendly press release.
Yeah, we've been working with. He gave us his songs to use. He gave us his video to use for the whole. I mean, it was just coincidental that when we launched the Year of Return, I played this song. You guys used to. He didn't charge us anything. He gave us the footage. Then the footage ends into this one. So he called that. Oh, my thing is also in there. So we told him it's from the same source. And he had to come and explain. It's fine. Even yesterday I had a conversation with Andre. So we are not where we are wrong, we will say we are wrong. Yeah, but we've learned our lessons. I mean, mistakes have been made along the way. But I believe
will he be compensated?
By who? By who? Who are you asking of?
Kirani.
Oh, I don't. I mean, we have the conversation. That's the reason why we haven't come out is that we have moved beyond compensation to collaboration and working together. We don't want it to be a transaction. We want it to be something that, because he has talent, he's also from a part of the country that we have not promoted the arts well. I mean, how many talents do you know from where?
Yeah.
How many? You know, so if he's going to be there, I mean, this is probably, I told him, you're probably the next Rocky Dawuni. You know, because we worked with Fancy Gadam, Makasio, and all those people. So I had never seen him, heard of him, but we've told him, we've sat down, and he's a gentleman. So we are talking.
My last thing, I mean, I'm just getting updates on this. My last thing, I know you have to go. Recently, Good Morning America was in town, and then they did a whole short documentary, and they experienced the buses as well. I wanted to find out, because it was launched, I wanted to find out if
the buses people are renting them, people are using them. You know, what we had tried to do was to have it as a scheduled service that goes. And so that is there. People come, but sometimes the traffic is low. So we've seen more of corporate rentals that people will come, they are staff, they want to do a tour of the city. I mean, when we have groups coming, they use it. But it's not filling up like the way, for example, if you go to the UK or you see the city tour buses. Yeah, so we're working on it.
That bus will come, it will be very handy when we do the wild rides in the bush.
Are you booking it now indirectly?
No,
this is a reservation. Reservation made. Reservation made, senior.
Thank you so much. You know, I mean, sorry that I have to leave, but next time let me come for the full show. Because you served me only lunch. I want a trip.
It's a good conversation.
Yes, we've been talking to Mr. Akwesi Agyemang. He's the CEO of Ghana Tourism Authority as well. He's been our guest on the show this morning. I will ask Sadiq to take leave as well and just see him. But we barely have a few minutes more to go. But guys, I mean, let's just bring this in-house again about, you know, how we as citizens ourselves are prepared for this. Do you have an extra room you can use for Airbnb?
I was thinking of that, you know. I was actually thinking of that, and then I'm like, oh, I can, because you see, I have a space that I think I can let out. But the thing is,
who's coming to stay there?
Exactly. I get really, you know, some way, exactly, about someone coming into my space, someone I don't know, you know, all of those things. So just be some way. But if you have a space you're not living in,
get someone who you can, you know, you trust. I've got a business like that. And the person who is there is one of the big shots when it comes to entertainment in GH, you know. And,
nice.
Yeah, and he's always well relaxed.
I actually saw about it last year.
I offer the best of customer service.
Millionaire.
The best.
Allow cash out.
Please, let me just read these messages out there. Bright mentioned, he says, Shataholic, really.
Shataholic. Will that be a
They
combo?
want a hybrid.
A Shataholic.
No small fight will happen for them.
Oh, I don't think there'll be a fight.
Are you sure?
No, I don't think so. Shatawale and a Sarkodie concert.
Shotaholic.
I don't think. Yeah, it'll be really good. I don't think there'll be a fight.
Right. Maybe somebody needs to patent that quickly.
Yeah.
This one, Black Volta, shouts to you as well. He was live in the studio recently as well. Simply Rapaholic. I'm seeing Afrochella, Osu Night Live, Rapaholic, another Rapaholic. It goes on and on. Curtis, Lamar, Box Iron, Big Sly, all of you. We've seen your shout outs. Thank you very much. Kwabena Kwating, thank you very much as well. A tweet came out from what's his name? I saw one earlier on. Okay, I think I've just lost it. But yeah, Kwesi Ishan. I hope I had that name right. Anyway, I can't find that tweet. He said that he had just dropped his kids off and he's just going to wait to tune into 3 Music. But thank you very much as well. So, yeah, so businesses that we as citizens can plug into and how we prepare ourselves.
So many things.
Exactly,
from food, drink.
It doesn't even have to be exactly what you're
also
saying.
Street food.
Exactly what you're saying.
Residents.
Because
so many things.
And look,
you do what? What do you say? Vaseline.
Lenny,
Vaseline.
I like the stuff you're listing.
You too.
Forget about that one. Forget about spice. I love the stuff you're listing because you are not thinking about the Ghanaian audience. You're thinking about somebody who's never had it. And for somebody coming from the back of Washington somewhere or Chicago somewhere, Sobolo and Asana is a big deal.
Exactly. Suya, it's a big deal.
I mean, look at how they even just the coconut, the video, how it's done and they enjoy it, blah, blah. So it would be easy for anybody to jump on the business tip and engage in this period.
There's a lot to sell this December.
Gobe, even with with
Gobe.
Yes.
You've not had Gobe before.
Exactly. So if you can rebrand to an extent,
Gobe.
we are 7 to Gobe.
Gobe.
Yeah.
Enjoy now.
I'm sure we'll do well.
Hey, to all of you out there as well, thank you for being listeners and viewers to our show. We are wrapping up now. Our time is up. We have to go. But I hope you've enjoyed yourself as well. There's a lot. Hey, tell us about Tidal Rave.
Tidal Rave is happening next week, Saturday. Old man, should I invite you as a 52-year-old and a 45-year-old?
Lenny,
will you be there?
Lenny, we go last show, soft parenting.
I'm just saying. No, see, you said, and we've agreed to Jay being 52.
I'm not.
And I'm also giving you 45.
I told you I just celebrated my 24th.
Oh no, yesterday you said 18. Now today is 24.
I'm growing in base 4.
Okay. But yeah, Tidal Rave is happening on Saturday.
Who's been announced?
So far they've announced Black Sheriff and then RTB's Joey B. Right?
And where
so
is
like
it happening?
It's happening in Akokobite, and then they just announced Sarkodie. So it's just going to be jam packed.
It's going to be massive.
Exactly. Akokobite.
Are we going?
Yeah,
we are going. That's why I was asking if you two, my dearly beloved old man.
I'll bring my dispenser. Jay asked to borrow the dispenser, so
my dearly beloved old man. Are you going to be?
Will we have company?
Yes.
Production, you can put the camera off.
I'll be there. I'll be your company.
No, we don't want to.
So
you are now our sister.
I think over the years, Tidal Rave has been, one of the forefronts when it comes to youth activations, and they've done phenomenal. I mean, it's been
big ups to
great.
them.
Yeah.
Lenny, how are we rocking through music?
And we are bringing some surprise elements in there. I mean, we want to be able to bring the experience on ground, on air. Right, so there'll be a sweet blend of that balance, and you're going to enjoy it even if you're not there. I mean, in reference to Jay and Cyril, who can't come because
we'll be there.
Of demographics.
Do you know the beach where I have
demographics? You'd get to enjoy it all on stage. The high points, the performances, the engagement, all of it.
Do you know the beach where we have?
How young it is?
How young it is to do what?
No, you're not hearing.
You're not hearing the question.
You're not listening to the question.
She's not listening.
You are only hearing the question. Do you know how young it is?
I don't know what the it is in reference to. So
don't we have a birthday to celebrate?
Yes, we have a birthday to.
We have a birthday to celebrate.
Really? Whose birthday is it?
His message here is please the birthday.
Whose birthday is it?
Evans, the Kuma man.
Aqua send a reminder, says please the birthday. So on behalf of all the staff of 3 Music Networks, we want to say a happy 50th birthday to Mame Fuasichi Edu. Now she happens to be the Deputy National Women's Organizer of the NDC. He says, may May the good Lord grant you all the heart desires. This is from Evans Anan Aqua.
Hip, hip, hip.
Hooray!
Hip, hip, hip.
Hooray!
I just want to
Hooray!
make a request to the production team if they can drop Kofi Jamal's Me Day Up.
On our way out.
That song is a jam. I know
JJ looks so emotional.
It's very inspirational.
You know what song he's really thinking about?
What?
Dramatic song.
Oh, right. That's why. It's a blend.
It's a blend.
It's a blend. I can tell. But anyway, shouts to Latso. Latso has been listening and feeding us back. Yesterday when I posted a picture, I posted a picture in my blue outfit. He said, but this is not what you wore today. I'm like, this is not what I want.
People are paying attention.
Yeah, that's my papa. No, he's my papa.
He's your what?
My papa.
I don't know what that means. Though.
Yeah, shouts to him and to Nikki as well.
Do you know what that means?
Well, I didn't get a confirmation on the song though, but it's a wrap on this morning's show. Hope you've had an amazing time with us, and we're back here same time tomorrow to bring you the weekend edition of Culture Daily. That's what we should call it, the weekend edition. But like we say, Culture Daily.
Oh, Joe!